Good evening, I'm Max Freeman, and you're listening to Solent Sports News Soccer Night. Champions League round of 16 second leg action tonight, with Liverpool looking to book their place in the quarter-finals. It's a busy night in the Football League, with 18 games up and down the country, from promotion chasers to relegation stragglers, all fighting for places tonight. And non-league and cup action is also in play, from a Beds and Bucks County Cup semi-final to the Worcestershire Derby, where a familiar Saints face now resides. This is Soccer Night. I'm joined by your three panellists, Huzaifa Yousafzai, Michael Ladajobi and Zach Jackson. I'm going to head over to you, Huzaifa, first, as we have the current first game of the night, the Champions League matchup between Barcelona and Benfica. Currently 3-1, I believe. Just tell me what's been happening.
Yeah, Barcelona have dominated this second leg at home against Benfica. Much more comfortable than the first leg, obviously, where they went down to 10 men. This time, they've managed to keep all 11 players on the field. Unfortunately for them, their wingers Rafinha and Lamine Yamal have been excellent, tearing shreds into Benfica. Lamine scored one, Rafinha scored both. Lamine also assisted another. They've been excellent, particularly in the first half where all the goals took place. But since then, the second half, Benfica have been a lot better. They've took a lot of shots on Barcelona's goal, and they're going in for a late sort of surge, but it might just be a bit too late for them. I think Barcelona will be going through by the looks of it. Dortmund or Lille for them in the next round.
Yeah, it looks like the seal deal for Barcelona, currently 4-1 on aggregate, like you say, in the 87th minute there. I'm going to come over to you, Michael. We've had some team news on Merseyside at Anfield in the big game versus Liverpool and PSG. Currently 1 on aggregate to the Reds. Tell us a bit about the team news.
Yeah, as you said, Max, I'm probably on the biggest game of the night today. Liverpool versus PSG, and the lineups are in. There's a few changes from both sides compared to their weekend fixtures. A lot more from the PSG side, obviously, as they're trying to overturn a 1-0 deficit. Dembele, Hakimi, Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, Kvaratskhelia, Donnarumma and Nuno Mendes all come back into the starting team compared to their side on the weekend. Liverpool have made 2 changes. Jota and Robertson coming back in to replace Tsimikas at left back and Nunes up front.
Perfect. So there's your team news at Anfield tonight. A massive game, as you say, Michael. Potentially the biggest game, like you say. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff, like the rest of our Champions League matchups. Now we're going to try and head over to one of our live teams, and they're at the iconic San Siro in Milan for the Inter Milan versus Feyenoord game. Currently 2-0 aggregate to the hosts. We're going to be moving over to Ben Breeze. Ben, what have you got for us? Sorry, a bit of technical issues there with the Milan team. But we're going to head now and we're going to drop down into the Championship with some potential big games on offer tonight, including our own Zach Jackson on Sheffield United versus Bristol City. Now, Zach, with a win tonight, Sheffield United can go top of the Championship after Leeds faltered at the weekend away at Pompey, just down the road from us. Zach, what's the team news at Bramall Lane?
Yeah. Big Championship game. Both teams made several changes to line-up to strengthen their promotion goals. Sheffield United made 4 changes to their lineup, with Rob Holding and Fema Serki joining their defence. Hamza Chowdhury replaces Souza in the midfield. The biggest news is Gustavo Hammer's been rested on the bench, with Raksay playing on the left wing instead. In terms of Bristol City team, they've made 3 changes themselves and also rested a star player. Anis Mehmeti, who scored to equalise from on the weekend and his 12th goal against Hull, is also being rested. Joe Williams replaces Mark Sykes in the midfield as well.
There's your team news at Bramall Lane for tonight's huge encounter between Sheffield United and Bristol City. Other games in the Championship includes Burnley versus West Brom, 3rd place versus 6th place there, fighting for a promotion. Now we're going to drop into League One as we head over to not the St James's Park we all think of, but one on the south coast as we head to Exeter City, who are floating down towards the bottom of the table in 18th place as they take on Mansfield Town, who is 16th, and funny enough, only 7 points separate 13th from 20th in the table. We're going to head over to Marlon Darrett at St James's Park. Marlon, what have you got for us?
Yes, thank you very much, Max. I'm at St James's Park tonight for the clash between Exeter City and Mansfield Town. And yeah, as you say, both sides have seen major slumps in their season after starting very well. They now both find themselves probably 7 and 8 points above the relegation status, really. But a win tonight would do massive wonders for both teams. The visitors to Mansfield are winners in 13 games across 2 months with a state 3 points needed, while host Exeter City put an end to their 4-1 with a 2-0 win over the bottom of the league, 3-3 of the weekend. Nigel Cross makes 2 changes to the side with drew 1-1 with Stevenage on Saturday, top scorer of 11, John Sleeper back in the front of 11. And Gary Caldwell makes only a single change to the side as McMillan replaces Saturday's goal scorer, Caleb Watts. Well, with 11 games to go tonight, yes, a win would do massive things for both these sides in confirming their place in League One for next season. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Marlon, from that update from St James's Park. Now we stay at the bottom of the table as we head over to Bristol Rovers. We headed to Bristol. They take on Bolton Wanderers. Now Rovers win against Huddersfield at the weekend sees them now 6 points clear of relegation places and Burton Albion. However, they're taking on an informed Bolton side who beat Burton 2-1 at the weekend thanks to goals from Aaron Morley and Josh Sheehan as they continue their playoff push. We go to Bristol to Melvin Armstrong. Melvin, have you got team news for us?
Hi there. Yeah, I have the team news here. Sorry if it's a bit loud here. Not really many spaces to go where it's quiet. So Bolton line up with Jed Ward in goal and a back five of Senior, Wilson, Con Taylor, Swinkles and Butcher. A midfield of Moore and Moreland with 18-year-old Shaw playing in the 10 position with Soritu and Martin up top. So a decent side for Bristol Rovers, while Bolton play with a 5 back as well with Southwood in goal, Sean, Murphy, Forrester, Tall and Jones in the back, with Thomason, Sheehan, Mouldy in the midfield, with the front three of McAtee and Collins. Obviously, both teams winning recently. We'll see who gets the win today. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Melvin, for that report from the Memorial Stadium in Bristol there. Now we head to Reading versus Wrexham at the Select Car Leasing Stadium. This is a big encounter, and Josh Richardson is there with team news. Josh, what have you got?
It's a chilly one in Reading this evening, but the lineups are in. And for the home side for Reading, it's Joel Pereira in goal. In defence, Andre Garcia, Kelvin Abrifa, Michael Strickland and Tyler Binden. In midfield, it's Charlie Savage, Harvey Nibbs and Lewis Wing. And the front three has followed Chem Campbell, Jaden Warren and Kelvin Abitchingham. As for the away side in Wrexham, Arthur Conroe in goal, Iogan Okono, Thomas O'Connor and Max Cleworth as the 3 centre-halves. Ryan Barnett and Seb Raven as wing-backs. In midfield, it's Matthew James, Oliver Rathbone and James McLean, with Jay Rodriguez and Sam Smith up front. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Josh, for that report from the Select Car Leasing Stadium, Reading versus Wrexham there. And our final live reported game in League One sees struggling Crawley Town, who are looked to be set for the drop back down to League Two, as they take on high flyers Charlton Athletic. Will Charlton's there for us. Will, what have you got?
Well, yeah, I'm here at a dark and gloomy Sports Stadium where the weather is really setting the scene around the club at the minute. Crawley sit 22nd in League One, just 2 points off the bottom. Charlton, on the other hand, they are absolutely flying and sit high up in 5th. This ground has not seen a 0-0 in 22 months. We're hoping that can carry on and we can see a goal fest tonight. There's 2 changes for each team tonight. Goal scorer from Saturday, Knute Kamara, comes in, as does fan favourite Armando Caterna coming back into the side. As for Charlton, Alex Gilbert and Roy Anton come into the side. A game of huge importance at 2 different ends of the table. It's hugely significant, 3 points away. Back to in the studio.
Thank you very much, Will, there for that report in Crawley. Now we head down to League Two, where we see high-flying, promotion-chasing Colchester and Grimsby in action. But the main bit of action is in South London, where AFC Wimbledon take on Cheltenham Town. Now Johnny Jackson's Wimbledon sit in 4th and are looking to chase down 3rd place Doncaster in desperate need for an automatic promotion place. as they take on mid-table Cheltenham Town, who haven't won in 4, are looking to turn the tide tonight. Jack Henderson's there live for us. Jack, have you got any team news?
Yes, there is some team news. Wimbledon have rotated heavily tonight. Goodman in goal, Omar the Eagle still starts, and Sam Hutchinson up top. Cheltenham, on the other hand, they've gone unchanged. Sam Day, Connor Bradley, and Stubbs. Connor Bradley? Anyways, it's not Michael's game, it's Cheltenham. It's not Connor Bradley, it's just Bradley.
There we go. There's your team news from Jack Henderson there. I didn't think that Connor Bradley played down in League Two, but hey ho, it's just a Bradley. Other games there include Colchester United versus Port Vale and Grimsby versus Notts County in League Two. Now we're going to drop down into the non-leagues as we have a National League tie for you. It's Yeovil Town versus Boston United on the South Coast. Bo Brown's there for us. Bo, have you got some team news?
Yes, I have. For the home team, Aidan Stone starts in goal. He captains the side as the former Pilgrim. Finn Cousin Dawson joins Frankie Terry, nephew of John at the back. Whittle and Lavernier make out the back four. McGavin and Cooper are the sitters with Wilson, Sonny Bluelow, Everton, what a name that is, and McLean, the attacking three, behind Kieran McGuckin, who replaces Frank Nouvel. For the visitors, it's Cameron Gregory in goal, a back three of Nicholson, Mills and young defender Scott, Cameron Green, Jay Rowe, Hill, Woods and Richards. Jacob Hazel joins Jimmy Knowles up front. It promises to be a good one on a chilly evening here at Hewish Park. Enjoy it, lads.
Thank you very much, Bo Brown, live there from Hewish Park for Yeovil Town versus Boston United. Now we're going to drop to the National League South, where Weymouth take on Weston-super-Mare, and Ethan Cook's there for us. Ethan, have you got any team news?
So no one told you tonight was going to be this way. Weymouth versus Weston-super-Mare, the best match this Tuesday. It's like I'm stuck in the San Siro. Unlike Pat, Ben, Jesper and Nathan, Max Freeman, I'll be your hero. Yes, I am here down at Weymouth. I do have the team news. Weymouth, who are currently sat 23rd in the league, have a debut in Liam Hutt, who has just came in from Swindon. On the other side, 8th place, Weston-super-Mare, a mainly untrained side, the only trained being Jordan Bastine coming in for Dylan Kadji. It should be a good one today. The last game here at Weymouth was a 3-3 draw with a big old red card. So hopefully you'll be coming to me for way more action, Max.
Thank you very much there, Ethan Cook, live in Weymouth there at the Bob Lucas Stadium. Now we go to some cup action as we have a really important Berkshire and Bucks Senior Cup match between Bracknell Town and the MK Dons County Cup side. Ben Lester and Cody Deadman are there for us. Lads, have you got some team news for us?
Hi there, Max. So we're at Bracknell Town. They've come off the back of a 4-1 victory against Marlow and are now facing MK Dons in the Senior Cup. It looks like for Bracknell Town, we've got Michael Ecott in goal. We've got Ethan Burden, Daryl Harrison, Jonathan Nefeju and Jordan Esprit in defence. We've got Josh Bourne, Daniel Roberts and Joel Rowlinson in the midfield. And up front, we've got a front three of Teddy Howe, Gabe George and Liam Tack. Now for MK Dons, the opposition, in goal, they've got Ronnie Sanford. They seem to have a back four of Joshua Clark-Anderson, Albert Wood, Keon Lewis-Burgess and Callum Tripp. In the midfield, we're looking at Charlie Waller, Rian Silva and Simone Trosso. And then up front, the number 9, Jonathan Lecco, number 10, Joel Anker, and the number 11, Marcel Kaczynski. Thank you, Max. Back to the studio.
Thank you very much there, Cody and Ben Lester in Bracknell. And now we're going to head back to Milan, back to the San Siro team. Ben Breeze is there reporting. Ben, what's the team news?
Hello?
Yes, you're live, lads. Apologies there for the Milan team. We'll quickly get back to them, but first we'll head down to the Southern Premier League Central for that Worcestershire derby, where we see a certain Tim Flowers, former goalkeeper for Blackburn Rovers and Southampton. Many remember him for winning the league title all those years ago in 1995. Me personally, I remember that goal he conceded against Stan Collymore, where the ball bobbed over his head at Ewood Park. Cameron Jarvis is there reporting for us. Cameron, what have you got here in this massive Worcestershire derby?
Yes, thank you, Max. I do remember that. Stan Collymore goal was great.
It's for both teams.
It's no changes for Alchurch. The changes make way as well as 4 former Bromsgrove players come into the team for Alchurch, as does Mardaya, Dan Sweeney, Charlie Pearce and Archie Crowler. But it's no changes for Alchurch. After Bromsgrove, Ryan Snape comes onto the bench as they lose Finn Holmes, going back to Solihull. For Bromsgrove, it's Charlie Price in goal, Aspen White, Captain Ruth King and Robert Carter Lysett, Billy Shaw, former Swindon man Sarah Robinson, top goal Jane Meadows, Jack Newell and Ash Carter. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Cam, there. We'll try and get you that Milan team news in just a second there. Ben, can you hear us? Ben, are you there for some team news? Sorry about that, guys. We'll try and get back to Inter Milan at some point tonight. Back to Josefa, though. Josefa, I believe that the match between Barcelona and Benfica at the Barcelona Olympic Stadium has just ended. What's been happening?
Yes, that's correct, Max. Yes, Max, that is correct. The game has ended and Barcelona are the first team through to the quarterfinals of this new revamped Champions League format. They were excellent all night, despite a late surge from Benfica. Szczesny stood firm, much like he did in the first leg. Not as many saves, thankfully, for the Catalans, but yeah, they were brilliant. Once again, a couple of goals for Rafinha on the night and one for Yamal. Those 2 goals for Rafinha actually pushes him up to 11 goals in the Champions League this season, which is the top from all the players who have taken part in this competition this season. He's now 1 ahead of Guirassy and 2 ahead of Harry Kane, who will play very, very soon. Yamal was also excellent, breaking a whole heap of records, but with Rafinha in particular, he's now got more than 42, he's got 43 goal contributions now, including 27 goals. So in 40 games, that is, he's been excellent in the Champions League. And according to the ever-reliable SofaScore, he's got an average match rating of 8.36, which is almost 0.5 above any other player throughout this season in the Champions League.
Thank you very much there, Josefa. Barcelona are the first side to book their place in the quarter-finals, as Hansi Flick's side will either face Lille or Dortmund in the next round. Now, I'm going to quickly come back to you as well, Josefa. We've got him doing 2 jobs tonight. He's just done the Benfica versus Barcelona roundup, and he's also on the Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich match. Do we have any team news from Leverkusen?
Yes, we do. Big game for the reigning Bundesliga champions. They're currently 3-0 down after losing the first leg in Munich. Now back home in Leverkusen. Both teams have actually made changes. I'll start off with Bayern Munich, 3-0 up. They've only made 1 change. Legendary German goalkeeper Manuel Neuer pulled his calf in the first leg, meaning he's out for this game, and replacement goalkeeper Jonas Verbig has come in. And as for Bayer Leverkusen, they've actually made quite a few changes. They made 4. I'll start with up front. Both of their strikers from last week, or forwards from last week, have gone off. Patrick Schick has replaced Amin Adli, whereas star wonder kid Florian Wirtz was injured, and Aleix Garcia has replaced him. In defence, right back, Nordi Mukiele has come off for Brazilian Arthur, and they've also made a change in goal, which is weird because now both teams have changed their goalkeepers, one forcibly and the other not as much, but Lucas Radecki has come in for Matej Kovar, and that rounds up the team news there. So there's a lot of important players to watch out for as well. I'll just quickly drop one now. Be careful for Kimmich, because he's really running the Bayern Munich show. In terms of percentages, he's in the top percentile for all players in Europe when it comes to progressive passes per game, shot creating actions and expected assists. So keep an eye out for the German midfielder.
I'm sure we will, Josefa. Thank you very much there, as he's reporting on the Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich matchup, the all-German affair, currently 3-0 to the visitors on aggregate. Now, the 7:45 games have just kicked off, and we've already had 2 goals. We have a goal in League 2, as Accrington Stanley have taken the lead over Newport County in Accrington, up in the northeast, and Cambridge United in League 1 have taken the lead away in Blackpool. So those are some scores to keep you updated there. As mentioned, most of the games are 7:45, apart from our own in the studio, Zach Jackson's Sheffield United versus Bristol City. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff. And we have just had a goal at the Memorial Stadium for Bristol Rovers. A Martin penalty against Bolton. We'll try and get over to Melvin Armstrong as soon as possible there. We'll see if we can get Melvin on the line now. So lads, just before we start the matchups tonight, I'll come over to you, Michael, first. Absolutely massive night in the Champions League for Liverpool. What have they got to do to, sort of stop this attack? PSG attack was so impressive the other night.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Obviously, we all saw the first leg. I don't need the stats to tell the story. Alisson, man of the match, but I'll tell the stats anyway. Liverpool only ended up having 2 shots in the whole game, a .27 XG. Harvey Elliott coming on with his first touch and putting them in front. But realistically, in this game, Liverpool, they need to err more on the cautious side. We've seen the way PSG move the ball. They keep the ball very well. Obviously, in the first leg, they had 70% possession. And the way Enrique likes to play, we've seen with all of his teams before. That's how they like to keep the ball. So we can expect similar from them tonight.
Thank you very much there, Michael. We've just had some news over at Overchurch. I think there's been a Overchurch chance there. Cameron Jarvis is there. What's happened, Cameron?
Yeah, Max, 2 big chances for Overchurch. First one came for Dan Sweeney down the left-hand side. He cut in, and it was a big save by Charlie Price. It went out for a corner. And the following corner, Charlie Price came. He slapped around, missed the ball, and Willis had a follow-up shot, but it went out for an Overchurch throw-in. 2 big chances for Overchurch, but still 0-0.
Perfect. Thank you very much there. Thank you very much there, Cameron, for that. We'll see if any goals happen in that massive Worcestershire derby. Now, Zach, I'm going to come over to you. We're about 8 minutes from kickoff at Bramall Lane. A massive game for Sheffield United, made even more important by the fact that Leeds dropped points in midweek against Portsmouth, against Pompey. How important is it that they get the 3 points tonight?
Oh, it's very important, Max. And, Bristol City are not a team to be underestimated. They are unbeaten in their last 5. And if it wasn't for a red card at the weekend, they probably just won 3 in a row. The interesting thing about this game is not the 22 on the field. It's actually 2 players from each team they've missed out. Both best players from each team who've had the most goal involvements, Mehmeti and Hammer, are both on the bench to start. So maybe both teams are underestimating each other in this such big game.
Yeah, like you say, it is a massive game. Absolutely huge game. Now we're going to try and come over to Ed Groves, who is in that Milan team, at that San Siro team, and try and get that all, the most important team news that we've been craving for now. Ed, have you got any team news for us?
Yes, Max, I do have some team news for you finally, hopefully. I'm praying that you guys can hear us. But we're at the San Siro. Inter Milan currently lead the first leg 2-0 against Steiner. They've been forced into making quite a lot of changes, though. They've had to make 7 changes from the team that's won 2-0. So let me get straight into the team. So in goal is Jan Sommer. There's a back three of Benjamin Pavard, Stephen De Vrij, and Jan Bissek. Right in is Dumfries. Left wing is Augusto. And then in midfield is Vitesse, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, and Henrik Mkhitaryan. Then up front is Mohamed Taremi and Marcus Thuram. Now, Pat is going to give you the final team.
Perfect. Thank you very much there, Ed Groves, for the team news in Milan. Really looking forward to seeing all the content there. If you can check us out on TikTok, Instagram and Twitter at Solent Sports News, you can catch up with the lads in Milan and see what we've been doing in the studio beforehand. Now I'm going to quickly come back to you, Josefa, for 6 minutes till kickoff in that all-German affair. How important is it for Bayer Leverkusen facing a 3-0 deficit? What have they got to do tonight to overcome this juggernaut of a Bayern Munich side?
Yeah, it is a big turnaround for Bayer Leverkusen. They need something special tonight. Not often that a team can dismantle Bayern Munich by 3 or 4 goals. It's happened once this season when Barcelona beat them away in the Champions League. Could it happen again with Leverkusen? Who knows? Xabi Alonso does have success over his former side when he was as a player, but now as a manager, specifically when he beat them last season in the league, beat them to the league title as well. But particularly for Bayer Leverkusen, the important thing is their fullbacks, or now technically wide midfielders, Grimaldo and Frimpong. Alice Grimaldo, the Spaniard, and Jeremy Frimpong, the Dutchman. They've got the top percentile for, hear this, for a fullback: shots, assists, non-penalty XG, assists XG, shot creating actions, passes, and passes in the final third. In short, Bayern Leverkusen's wide men are the 2 most attacking, aggressive fullbacks in Europe. Obviously, Bayern Munich have their own in Alphonso Davies, who's excellent in terms of carries and take-ons. But if anything is going to come from this, it's got to be the Bayern Leverkusen wide men.
Yeah, those Bayer Leverkusen wide men have been so important this season, and they're going to have to really pull one off tonight if they want to get into the Champions League quarter-finals. Now we're going to get over to the Memorial Stadium and Bristol. Melvin, have you got that goal for us?
Yes, hi. We have our first goal in the Rovers game. It was a penalty kick. The young 18-year-old got the penalty. I can't remember his name, unfortunately. It was Sinclair, was it, who got the penalty? Oh no, sorry, it was Kofi Shaw who got the penalty, and then it was Chris Martin who slotted the penalty in the bottom right corner, sent the keeper the wrong way. It is now 1-0. Bristol Rovers putting on all the pressure for the game. We expect to see more. Back to you at the studio.
So that first goal for Bristol Rovers there as they turn 1-0 up at Bolton at home against Bolton Wanderers. Now the goals seem to be flying in, and there's a goal at Overchurch in that Worcestershire derby. Is it for Tim Flower's side or is it for Sporting? Cameron Jarvis.
It's for Tim Flower's side. Max, it's 1-0 Alfchurch. It was a mistake by Charlie Price. It was a corner from Alfchurch. Price has come flapping all around in his area. He's missed the ball and it's fallen to the former Bromsgrove Sporting man, Dan Sweeney, who's leathered it into the goal. It's 1-0 Alfchurch, 10 minutes gone here.
Perfect. Thank you very much there, Cameron at Overchurch. 1-0 Overchurch versus Bromsgrove Sporting. And there's been another goal on one of our live reports, I believe. Cody Deadman's game in the Bucks Senior Cup, Bracknell Town versus MK Dons. Cody, what's happened?
Hi there, Max. So early on in the game, and it's 1-0 Bracknell. Directly from a set piece, obviously a corner, clustered penalty box, just classic, whipped it in from the corner, and it's the Bracknell Town number 9, Jordan Spirit, who gets his head onto it, whacks it in the goal. Lovely stuff. It's looking like a tennis match.
Perfect. Thank you very much there, Cody. And if you believe it, there's another goal in one of our games, and it's at St James's Park. Marlon, what's happened?
Yes, thank you, Max. It's an early goal for the hosts. It was Dimitri Mitchell who found the back of the net, his second goal in 2 games. It was Angus MacDonald who had it down the left-hand side. He hit it in, teasing ball. Mansfield keeper Flinders sort of hooked it away. It wasn't really to safety. Dimitri Mitchell is coming in on the edge of the box to smash it into the back of the net. Exeter City 1, Mansfield Town 0. And we're inside the first 10 minutes, and we'll come to you for any more updates. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much there, Marlon Dara at St James's Park. Now we've had some goals around the grounds already in the Championship as Middlesbrough take a 1-0 home lead against QPR with a Conway goal. And any Gavin and Stacey fans out there, Barry Town are 1-0 up at against Aberystwyth. Now we're literally a minute away from the Champions League and the Sheffield United versus the Sheffield United game upcoming. We'll let you know about any goals that come in through there. I don't know if, Michael, have you seen the You'll Never Walk Alone, the famous You'll Never Walk Alone?
No, I've not heard it yet. Thankfully, I don't want to hear that anthem. It makes me cringe. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, Max.
That is absolutely horrible to hear, Michael. I hope it's loud at Anfield tonight. We'll wait and see. Jose, for any quick last words before kicks off in Germany?
Yeah, just one more thing. Obviously, I spoke a lot about Leverkusen's fullbacks who are excellent, but the big strength for Bayern Munich is obviously in their midfield. I'm talking Kimmich and Musiala. We already spoke about Kimmich and how excellent he is on the ball and keeping that machine ticking, but Musiala is the magic man. Take-ons, getting in the box, dropping defenders, creating magic. He's the man we really need to watch out. He's that link between Kimmich in midfield and Harry Kane up top scoring those goals. So watch out for magic man Musiala.
Yes, and I'm sure Harry Kane is wanting to really bag some more goals there as Rafinha overtook into the sole lead of the goal-scoring race in the Champions League. And Kane is on 9 goals, I believe. Is that right, Jose? He's on 9 goals?
Yes, that is correct. Harry Kane is on 9, which was the same as Rafinha before tonight. Rafinha scored 2, so can Kane match that? I wouldn't be surprised if he does, but I'm sure that there will be a stiffer test in Leverkusen than it was in Munich for Vincent Kompany's men.
Perfect. Thank you very much there, Jose. There's been another goal in the northeast for Accrington Stanley as they have scored a second goal against Newport County. That is a big game down at the bottom end of League 2. Both sides looking to cement their places in League 2 next season, as Newport County currently sitting 17th and Accrington Stanley in 29th on 39 points, looking to make that 42. We have kick-off in our Champions League games, and our game is at Bramall Lane between Sheffield United and Bristol City. Reminder, we'll keep you up to date with the games now. And like I mentioned before, if you've just joined us, please make sure to check out our Instagram and TikTok at Solent Sports News. We've made content all day from Milan all the way back down to Southampton in our studio. I give that a follow, give that a check out. We have had a goal at Carrow Road between Norwich and Sheffield Wednesday. Norwich have taken the lead with Sainz in the 16th minute over there. And yes, we have a goal. We have something happening at Weymouth, I believe. Ethan Cook's there for us. Ethan, what's been happening in Weymouth? Ethan, are you there?
Sorry about that, Max. There's nothing overly eventful has happened. I was just coming in to give you boys an update. We're currently 15 minutes in. There have been a couple chances for both sides, but nothing overly exceptional so far. Hopefully some more action comes soon. It's been a little bit nippy. There's been some iffy tackles and a bit of a push and a shove. I'll send it back to you boys now.
Thank you very much, Ethan. Please don't waste our time like this again in the 15th minute with nothing happening. But thank you very much for the constant updates. We love to see it. Now, Michael, the game's just kicked off at Merseyside. Anything happening so far?
Yeah, to my surprise, Salah actually completed a dribble down the left-hand side. Also, it looks like Dembele is starting as the striker for PSG. But apart from that, pretty end-to-end, few long balls going over the top right now. Trent just went in for a challenge with Kvaratskhelia. But yeah, I'll report to you when anything eventful happens.
Thank you very much, Michael. I don't agree with your comments saying first successful dribble. I see that man week in, week out make plenty of successful dribbles, but, you know, it's good to see Mo Salah taking on those defenders early. But like you say, already end-to-end, and we're only 3 minutes into the game. Jose, for anything in Germany to report on as of yet?
Nah, nothing yet. Both teams are just pinging long balls at each other, much like as is going on in Merseyside. I think it's a case of both teams just, trying to gain some ground, stick out the other end, and there hasn't been any real rhythm to it yet. So hopefully that settles down and we can get some interesting stuff. But geez, these goalkeepers can kick a long ball these days, man. They kick it far.
Oh, we see the two goalkeepers there kicking the ball far in Leverkusen. Sounds like a fun affair. We have Bo Brown at Hewish Park for us at the Yeovil Town versus Boston United game. Bo, what have you got for us?
Well, it's still goalless, but it's the away side taking in the initiative. They've started well. Cameron Green has looked bright. Young defender Jacob Scott has settled well, but it's still goalless. No real chances to think of. 0-0.
Thank you very much there, Bo Brown, for that. We have had an equaliser in the League One clash between Cambridge United and Blackpool. Cambridge United trying to stay in the third tier of English football, but Blackpool have equalised. I believe there's been a big chance in Merseyside. Something big's happened. Michael, what's been happening?
Massive chance. Literally a goal-saving block from Nuno Mendes, a long ball over to Szoboszlai, McAllister's dribbled past Neves, and Salah's gone to tap it in, but Nuno Mendes has deflected it off of his knee, and it flies over the crossbar, so close to 1-0 for Liverpool, and now a corner coming up.
Thank you very much there, Michael. We'll get back to you if anything there happens from that corner. Liverpool dominating early on, as it seems. We're going to drop down to the Championship and to Sheffield United versus Bristol City. Zach Jackson, the game's just kicked off, Zach. So what's been happening? Anything as of yet?
Let's just say the best thing in my view right now is the whisper bites to my right. It's been a very interesting start to the game. Both teams don't seem to be able to keep it on the pitch. I think it's been nearly a world record amount of throw-ins. As in Josefa's game, both keepers, long ball all day. And then for some reason, it's been a big battle in the midfield and it hasn't been any chances. I'll get back to you when, one of them actually tries to have a shot.
Thank you very much there for that incredible analysis on those whisper bites. I hope they are as good as they sound. We're about 21 minutes in our games in the Championship League 1 and League 2. We head to League 2 and to the Cherry Red Records Stadium. AFC Wimbledon versus Cheltenham Town. Jack Henderson's there for us. Jack, what's been happening?
Not much has happened in this game so far. AFC Wimbledon with the best chance by far. Omar Bugle on the volley from the 6-yard line. Dragged it far post. Cheltenham, on the other hand, one chance in the 10th minute. Should have scored. Would have been against the run of play, but they should have scored. So far, AFC Wimbledon by far had the best chances.
Perfect. Thank you very much there, Jack. And we're going to head a bit further south, but we're going to climb up a division, but we're going to head south as we head over to Will Charlton at the Crawley game. We're about 20 minutes in, Will. Has anything been happening?
Well, it's Crawley Town 0, Cheltenham 0. It's been a lively start from both sides. Cheltenham started really, really quick out of the blocks. Tyrese Campbell nearly got on the end of a Lloyd Jones cross. Crawley gone into it, had a few chances of their own, but nothing too big so far. It's Chelsea come forward, but it's a Crawley Town free kick. Fingers crossed we'll get some goals soon, but it's been an entertaining 22 minutes so far. Crawley Town 0, Cheltenham 0.
Thank you very much there, Will. We'll keep up to date with the scores in League 1. Crawley Town looking towards the drop and they're looking to climb out before it gets too late. We have had a goal in that other big championship game between Burnley and West Brom. The visitors have taken the lead with a swift goal in the 20th minute. Now, Michael, I saw you jump up and down about a minute ago in the Liverpool game. What's been happening?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, Max. I do think my pre-match analysis on Salah was wrong because, wow, the dribbles are coming through. Nutmeg on Nuno Mendes on the halfway line. Dribbled all the way into the box. A few rebounds on the way and then just curls it just wide of the post. But PSG, they're really under pressure now, passing the ball off the pitch. That you can tell that the Anfield crowd and the pressure's really getting to them. I don't know how much longer this can keep up for before Liverpool make it 1-0.
Thank you very much there, Michael. Well, let's just hope it gets to 1-0 as soon as possible. We do have, with that goal for West Brom, they now climb up to 5th place and now close the gap between them and Sunderland, which was seemingly a massive gap. That is now only an 11-point gap as it stands. West Brom taking the lead away at Burnley there. Anything happening in Germany, Josefa? Are Bayern Munich just going to cruise to a victory or Leverkusen causing problems early?
And 1 sec, I think there's a yellow card real quick. Konrad Laimer has caught someone on the halfway line. Early yellow, first of the game, 7 minutes in. But not that long ago, only about a minute ago, a cross came in from, once again, Jamal Musiala, causing chaos in the box. Slips down the right-hand side, puts it into the penalty area, where Jonathan Tah and Harry Kane had a wrestling match. I think Jonathan Tah won because Harry Kane ended up on the floor, and despite calling for a penalty, he got given nothing. So the deflection came off Harry Kane in the end, kind of scooted towards the goal line, but was kept out. So still 0-0, yellow card, but a little bit of stuff happening, and my mini eggs have run out, so I really hope there's a bit more shots going on.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that your mini eggs have run out, but we do have big news, and it is at the San Siro in the Inter Milan versus Feyenoord game. Ed Groves, what's been happening?
Marcus Thuram has absolutely lit the scene for San Siro alive. An absolutely beautiful goal. He got the ball on the left-hand side. He kept driving. He's cut in and he's bending it into the top right corner. An absolute worldie. And Inter Milan are 1-0 up. They are 3-0 up on aggregate now. Me and Pat think that Feyenoord are going to find it very hard to come back from here. Pat, what do you reckon?
Thank you. Sorry, we will get Pat's opinion there on that game. Marcus Thuram with the early goal there. Just some goals to currently update you on there. Derby County have taken the lead in the Championship against Coventry at home with a Clark finish. We have a goal at the have a goal in AFC Wimbledon's game between Cheltenham Town, but for who, Jack Henderson?
Cheltenham Town have taken the lead. Ash Hayes' header from a corner has found the far post, and against the run of play, Cheltenham have scored. The 150 TSC Ultras who are at this game to support Wimbledon ahead of the Champions League tie tomorrow night have been silenced.
Thank you very much there, Jack. And fun enough, Cheltenham Town haven't won an away game in their last... They've only won once in their last 9 away outings. They're hopefully going to probably break that streak tonight as they take the lead at the Cherry Red Record Stadium against AFC Wimbledon. So all good news there. We have Bo Brown at Yeovil Town versus Boston United. Bo, has anything been happening?
It's a massive chance for Boston United. It comes from Cameron Green on the left-hand side. He hits one. Former Pilgrim Aidan Stone makes a fantastic save. It's still goalless, but big chances for Boston as we approach the half-hour mark.
Thank you very much there, Bo, for an update from Yeovil Town versus Boston United. I believe we have a goal that has yet been reported on, as Burnley have equalled the scorings against West Bromwich Albion in that massive game at Turf Moor, as Burnley now look to close the gap between Leeds, who, as mentioned, dropped points at the weekend, and Sheffield United. Speaking of Sheffield United, Zach Jackson, anything of late happening?
Yeah, it seems after my comments previously, both teams have woken up. It's now been a lot more end-to-end, mainly Sheffield United. They've tried to go straight to Tyrese Campbell up front. And I must say, Raksaki's impressed me a lot on the wing. He had a chance about 3 minutes ago, but it got deflected. And just now there's been a foul, Hamza Chowdhury, and that's about it in the Championship game. 0-0.
There has been a goal on Merseyside, but for who, Michael?
PSG, honestly, is unbelievable. I think this is honestly their first attack. They've hardly gone forward. They've been kicking the ball off the pitch. They'd been under pressure. But the first time they found Dembele in the false 9 position, in a little bit of space, and he just played it out to Barcola. Robertson, he's not got the legs anymore. I don't think he couldn't keep up with him. And then he played the ball inside. Van Dijk and Konate took each other out. As I said to Max previously, Van Dijk, he refuses to defend. And Dembele's left there with an easy tap-in. 1-0 PSG, 1-1 on aggregate.
There we have their confirmation that Liverpool are 1-0 down at home to PSG. Dembele equals the tie-up at 1 apiece after that 12-minute equaliser on the tie. We have a goal in Birmingham as Birmingham take a 1-0 lead over Stevenage with a Dowell 27th minute penalty. Now Birmingham seem to be high-flying in League One as they look for promotion under that new Tom Brady consortium into the Championship. Utterly devastating news that Liverpool have gone 1-0 down. Anyway, we head a bit further south from Liverpool, down on the London West Midlands main line, and we head over to Alvechurch with Cameron Jarvis.
Yeah, thanks, Max. I mean, that is really disappointing about Liverpool going 1-0 down, but I'm sure they'll bounce back. Meanwhile, here at Alvechurch just had the ball in the back of the net for a second time. It was Dan Sweeney from 25 yards out, an absolute rocket, but miles offside. Bromsgrove, they haven't looked at any sort of danger threatening goal. There's been a few chances from the likes of Billy Shaw and Theo Robson, but they've not really broken into the 18-yard box. So it's still 1-0 here at Moor Lane.
Yeah, I'm sure Cameron Jarvis is keeping up with the scores on Merseyside as well, but great to see him keeping up there in Alvechurch. And Tim Flower's side still currently 1-0 over there. We're going to go over to Germany as we have had 15 minutes of play in the Bayern. That is a tongue twister for anyone there. Bayer Leverkusen. Yeah, even I'm getting it wrong now. Just hand over to Hezefa. Hezefa, any goals or anything as of yet since that yellow card?
Well, Bayer Leverkusen have decided that attacking is an option in this game. They have decided that they are going to enter Bayern Munich's third of the pitch. A cross came in from the right-hand side, but the shot was poorly sent in by Palacios. Nowhere near the goal in the end. Scuffed his opportunity, but if Leverkusen are to get anything from this game and to get back in the tie, you really do think they're going to have to score. If not in the next 10 minutes, at least in the first half to keep themselves in it. So they're going all right now. They've got time, but maybe not as much as we think. So they better be swift.
Yes, thank you very much there, Hezefa. Keeping up to date in Germany. It seems like they need to score as soon as possible there. We have some action in Weymouth, I believe. Ethan Cook, have you got something worth our time this time?
Oh, yes, Max, don't worry. I have got something worth your time. It's not a goal, sadly, but so close to one. Ruben Reid for Weston-super-Mare had pretty much an open goal. Could have slotted it anywhere, but it's hit it straight at Leo Hamblin on the line, who's managed to do a great block to keep the 23rd team in the league, Weymouth, in this game. I'll send it back to you boys now.
Thank you very much, Ethan Cook, there in the Weymouth versus Weston-super-Mare. We have a goal in the National League between Forest Green Rovers and Sutton United. Sutton sitting down in 12th, but Forest Green have actually taken the lead as they look to climb up and they need to catch up against York City and first place in the National League. And funny enough, lads, I don't know if you know this, the most goals out of the top five divisions, the most goals has come from not Liverpool, it's come from Barnet. Barnet have scored the most goals and they are on 82 points looking to win the National League title. Now, we haven't come to you in a little while and we were pretty much interrupted by that Dembele goal. Zach Jackson, anything happening in Sheffield?
Yeah, I seem to jinx both teams. Obviously, I said it was boring and they both obviously listened to me and actually livened up. And ever since I've said that Sheffield United were dominating, it's been all Bristol City. Both teams are unable to break the deadlock as of now. Both teams are trying to go for their strikers. I'm interested to see how Scott Twine does in this game. The ball's about to come from outside the box and he's gone for a banger. He's gone right at the keeper. That's Bristol City's first chance of the game. And, you know, it's now 50-50.
Thank you very much there, Zach. Just for everyone listening and tuning in, I have seen the Liverpool goal and it was absolutely ridiculous. So let's go back to Michael. Michael, what's happening on Merseyside?
Sorry to keep having you come back to me, but a lot is going on in this game right now. PSG winning the ball back on the halfway line. Trent Alexander-Arnold thinking he's Ronaldinho. He's not Ronaldinho. Got tackled by Kvaratskhelia. Dribbled all the way to play in Barcola through, and he took a touch. I think trying to send Alisson didn't work. The Brazilian goalkeeper stood up strong, and the shot went straight in between his legs. Still 1-0 PSG.
Thank you very much there. It's not sounding like good news for the men in red as they look to find a quarter-final place. They will face the winners between Club Brugge and Aston Villa. I have an Aston Villa in the studio here in Alex Aitken, our lovely producer. He's doing such a great job for us tonight, so thank you very much, Alex. And I believe he's put a cheeky bet on for all our games covered tonight, a cheeky acca. So let's just hope that comes in, and he'll be around £4,000 richer. But 40. Sorry, big jump there. £40,000 richer. My goodness, let's just hope that comes in. We're going to go back to the Worcestershire derby. We just love you, Cameron Jarvis. What's been happening in Overchurch?
I know, Max. Well, unfortunately, the TV content tonight from me is really minimal, so you've got me on radio. Bromsgrove have sort of picked up in this game. It's still 1-0. However, it was Jamie Meadows on this right-hand side. He put a beautiful floated ball into the sort of the 18-yard box, but no one was there to pick it up. It just went past Theo Robson. He was about 2-3 yards away from the ball. The resulting corner by Billy Shaw was a poor one. It got beat at the front post. Bromsgrove then put the ball back in off that corner. It was given onside, but Tim Flowers was absolutely ballistic on the sideline that the referee hadn't given that offside.
Since then, it's sort of died down a bit. Bromsgrove have actually had more of the ball, just can't once again find their way into the 18-yard box. It's still Alvechurch 1, Bromsgrove 0.
Thank you very much there, Cameron Jarvis. Cameron, if you didn't see, did such an amazing job hosting the video stuff last time, and you can also have a check that out if you haven't already, and you can see me eating some chips if you're really that interested. I'm actually going to come over to the producer as we're talking about. He's got his massive £40,000 ACCA going. So Alex, how are we getting on?
Yes, we've got 13 games on our radio panel tonight. 13 games we're going to, so I've put 13 games on. Need all results to come through, but at the moment I'm getting let down big time by Liverpool. They're at home, you'd expect to win, but we all agreed that Liverpool would win, but it's not happening right now. Bristol Rovers as well. We need Bolton to come back, who are currently 1-0 down. Exeter as well, we're winning, but we have Mansfield in the studio here. We're trying to fund our night out tonight, but yeah, not going well at the moment. Wimbledon as well, we're losing. Alvechurch are coming through and winning. But yeah, other than that, it's 0-0 in all the games. But we need the favourites to start coming through, really.
Thank you very much there, producer Alex. It's doing such a great job. Not in your usual job roles, also on the betting app, so love to see it there. We have had 2 goals since we went to Alex. We've had a goal in League 2 in one of those games mentioned as a big game in League 2. Colchester United have taken the lead in Essex over Port Vale thanks to a Tovide 34th minute strike. And a second goal at Carrow Road. Ethan Cook's going to be very happy as they've doubled their league. It's now a 2-0 lead for Norwich. Chernach 35th minute, another one to add to their lead. Now we're going to come back up the leagues and we're going to go to League 1 and we're going to head over to St James's Park. Marlon, what's been happening? Who's been the better side?
Well, yes, Max. Exeter are going to feel pretty hard done by, to be honest. They weren't given a penalty. Dimitri Mitchell, the goal scorer, found himself through again. He rounded the keeper Flinders, who seemed to bring it down, looked like a stolen penalty. Nothing given. This came moments after former Exeter player Boateng should have found the net. He hit that one wide. Will Evans for Mansfield also smacked one into the top of the big bank. There's also been a substitution here as Mansfield fullback Laughlin's going to have to go off early injured. So yeah, chances starting to fly in here, but Exeter City will feel pretty hard done by that the referee's not giving them a penalty there. But yeah, 1-0 here after 36 minutes.
Stays 1-0 at St James's Park. Now, we haven't heard much from the Select Car Leasing Stadium in that pretty much seems like a massive game as Ryan Reynolds and McElnelly's Wrexham travel to Reading to take on Reading. What's been happening over there, Josh Richardson?
Yeah, it's still 0-0 here at the Legion.com Stadium, and it's been a pretty dull opening 20 minutes, really. But it's the home sides who have started the better team. Reading had a free kick that flashed across the box, but was cleared comfortably by Wrexham. But the first real chance came from Lewis Wing for Reading, who had a half volley effort from the edge of the box, but just went over the crossbar. Reading 0, Wrexham 0.
Thank you very much there, Josh Richardson, for the update at the Select Car Leasing Stadium. We've had a second goal in the National League game between Forest Green Rovers and Sutton United. A Doige second goal for Forest Green after 37 minutes doubles their lead and sees them come closer and get on level points actually with York City, although York have that game in hand to play. Hazefa, we're going to head over to Germany again in that iconic, that battle between first and second place. Those two teams, I think Bayern have a lot to play for, against what's been happening with obviously last season getting unbeaten, and there seems to be something to happen. So I'm going to stop waffling and head over to Hazefa.
Oh, Musiala's messed it up. It was a 3-on-1 for Bayern Munich. They were through. Jamal Musiala dropped the shoulder but got it stuck under his feet and the attack eventually died out. But Bayern have really been banging on the door now. Bayern's Englishmen, or kind of Englishmen, have been doing very well. Who would have known that obviously Elise has been brilliant. He's got a couple of shots off. Musiala's been excellent. And then Elise, mate, he's been brilliant. He's been getting those shots off. They're getting very close. So still 0-0 here, but getting closer to a goal.
I believe there's been a goal in South London for AFC, for Wimbledon, I believe. Jack Henderson, can you give us some more detail?
Yes, it's 1-1 here in Wimbledon. James Tilley with the goal. Looping header over the line. Looks like the keeper's got it. Oh, Beadle's in the way, doesn't get a touch. Keeper misses it, goes in the back of the net, and it's 1-1. The Cheltenham fans have been silenced, and we've got the Poznan going behind the goal from the PSV Ultras. What a sight.
Thank you very much there, Jack Henderson. All 150 Cheltenham fans have been silenced, as you say. Now, Zach Jackson, we're going to head up to the Championship. You were calling for my attention. A big chance, as you say. What's been happening at Bramall Lane?
Well, Max, as I said, Sheffield United were trying to get it to Tyrese Campbell, but that clearly wasn't working. He's only had 3 touches all games. They tried a different approach. They went through the wings, and the best chance they've had all games came to their left-back, Burrows. He beautifully put it across the goalkeeper, but O'Leary managed to save it. A fantastic save, and then Sheffield United completely messed up the corner, ended up being an offside, and now he's just back to 0-0.
We have had a goal south by Gatwick Airport. We've had a goal. Hopefully it's an absolute flying goal. I don't think it's for Crawley, Will, but it's for someone of a similar stature. Your surname, Will. What's happened in the game between Crawley and Charlton?
Yes, well, it's Crawley Town 0, Charlton Athletic 1. Great fun about the Flames, Max. I've really, really enjoyed that. The attack came on that left-hand side. The cross came in. Crawley defender Tony Larkin just couldn't clear it. It fell to Thierry Small on the right side of the penalty area. He shifted it onto his right foot, struck it fierce with venom, and it squeezed past Joe Walcott in goal. The visitors are in great voice over to my left-hand side. It's Crawley Town 0, Charlton 0.
Thank you very much there, Will. Charlton, as Charlton take the lead away at Crawley. Our own Nathan Williams will be very happy with that goal. He is, in fact, at the Milan game, part of the Milan team. And we're going over to Bo Brown. I believe there is another away goal in one of our games. Bo?
Yes, it's Yeovil Town 0, Boston 1, and there's nothing less than the visitors deserve. It's Hazel linking up with Knowles, playing him through. He buries it, 1-0.
Thank you very much there, Bo. And we also have had a goal, a Welsh goal. Connors Key, 2-0 up at Flint Town. If anyone's interested into their Welsh football. Now we're going to go back to our fan favourite. He's probably feels like me, a bit dejected still after that Dembele goal. It's Cameron Jarvis at Overchurch. Cam, what's been happening?
It's 2-0 Alchurch, Max. I can't be dejected by that Dembele goal when Alchurch have gone 2-0 up here. It was a mistake by Reece King. He just tried to flick it on back to Charlie Price. Charlie Price has absolutely mistimed it. And Dan Sweeney just picked up the scraps and dinked it over him. It's gone 2-0. Bromsgrove have had chances, though. It was an Aaron Roberts cross that missed the head just of Ash Carter. And also as well, Theo Robertson struck on wide. So it's still Alchurch. It's not Alchurch 2, sorry. Bromsgrove 0.
Thank you very much, Cam, there. We've had an update on Alexis Saka. We did have a cash out of 13p, but it's now dropped down to £0 and 0 pence. We've had a goal in the Salford City versus Chesterfield game. A goal for Chesterfield visitors take the lead through Mandeville in the 40th minute. We're coming up towards the end of the first half there in those early kickoff games. 7:45 kickoff games. I've seen Josefa hands on heads in Germany. What's happened over in Leverkusen?
Geez, if you guys didn't know already, but you should, Alphonso Davies is bloody rapid. He's basically picked the ball up on the halfway line, torn through by Leverkusen's left side, or right side of their defence, down Bayern Munich's left, made it all the way to the edge of the 6-yard box, and just before he could get a shot off, it was blocked and out for a corner. And now Joshua Kimmich is going to whip that ball in, and I wonder who's going to get his head on it. Maybe Harry Kane at the back post. Kim Min-jae's got a big slab on him. I'm sure it's going to end up at Harry Kane's foot. Maybe he'll knee it in. Who knows? Perhaps he'll score. I hope anyone who's got an acca on him can get Kane to net one in. But we're getting ever closer. 4 minutes to the halfway mark, or 4 minutes to half an hour gone, and we're getting closer to a goal. But surely can't be much longer.
Thank you very much there, Josefa. Still much to do for the the home side to get through to that next round. We're going to Hewish Park as Bo Brown is there reporting. We believe there's a goal. Is it an equaliser for the hosts, or is it a double for the visitors?
Boston have doubled their lead, and it's Jacob Hazel. He makes no mistake. It's poor from Yeovil, who lose it. Jimmy Knowles is the one pressing. He wins it back. Plays in Hazel, who buries it past Aidenstone in goal. It's 2-0. It's nothing less they deserve, and they could be in again here, Boston. 4 minutes to half time, and this could be embarrassing for the home team.
Thank you very much there, Bo. Not much to look forward to if you're a Yeovil Town. As a reminder there, you are 2-0 down thanks to that Havel strike away. You're 2-0 down at home against Boston United thanks to Hazel. Michael, we haven't been to you in Merseyside for a while. Have the Reds sort of been finding a way to try and get back into and take the lead in the tie?
Honestly, to me, it's unbelievable that PSG are winning this game. Half of it has taken place in front of their penalty area. They've been passing the ball off the pitch. Their midfield, they seem to take extra touches when it's not necessary. They're getting it taken away by Liverpool attackers. Diaz has made quite a few recoveries, but I think that Liverpool will be able to find their way and get an equaliser. But that's only if PSG carry on playing the way they are now. If they tighten up and play the way that we know Luis Enrique's sides like to play, then it will become a very difficult night for them. But still very entertaining so far. Still 1-0 PSG.
Seems like Arnie Slot's side are really dominating in the possession there. But we do remember, lads, we were losing 1-0 down away at home to Southampton on the weekend, and we did find 3 goals in the second half. So let's hope for the best there. Yeah. What was that, Mike? I've just heard Michael say we need to bring on Nunes, which is absolutely great. I love the man personally. I see Zach Jackson in the corner I see the arms in the air. Bramall Lane, what's it providing?
Well, as Kevin said on the TikTok, if you haven't checked it out, the ref thinks he's main character. There's been a lot of breaks in play, but now he's finally throwing, and Raksaki had a great chance, got squared to him. He's come right into the middle of the box, and he's just hit it straight at the keeper, and it's just so underwhelming so far. Still 0-0.
Thank you very much there for that update, Zach at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 0, Bristol City 0. We've had a second goal in the Chesterfield game, a second goal for Chesterfield as Peppel strikes, the Canadian striker. If you haven't picked him up in your Football Manager save, your lower league Football Manager save, I would. Great little striker. He scored to get the 2-0 lead away at Salford City, which is great for a Liverpool fan with a consortium of Nick Keeper and Gary Neville. Josefa, your arms are up in the air. Leverkusen's providing, but what is it providing?
Leverkusen is providing the game's second yellow card as Harry Kane on the half turn goes past Hermoso, steaming down. I think, oh God, Harry Kane's going to score. All set down, but MMA style tackles him, or even rugby style, tackles him, grabs him round the waist, brings him down. Vincent Kompany's running down the touchline, screaming his head off. He probably still thinks he's at Burnley, but yeah, Kane, Elise, Musiala, they're proper banging on it now. I think it could look like to be a very, very long night for Bayer Leverkusen.
Thank you very much, Jose. For it's not good news for those Leverkusen fans that have turned up for their side, looking to get to the next round of the Champions League. And we have a chance in Liverpool. And what's been happening on Merseyside, Michael?
Oh, once again, Trent getting robbed of the ball on the halfway line. Kvaratskhelia wins it off of him, plays Dembele through, one-on-one with the keeper, and the last touch before the shot, he takes it too heavy. Alisson fast off his line and wins it back for the Reds. And now we've got Salah on the edge of the box here, whips it, curls it in, and Donnarumma punches it away. Liverpool once again knocking on the door. They've got the ball just parked up on the edge of the PSG area. Hold on, Salah cutting in again. On the edge, Trent hits it and it's blocked. Still 1-0 PSG.
Thank you very much there. It seems like apart from those few chances for PSG, Liverpool are really trying to take control of that game at Anfield. And let's hope they do so. We're coming up to half-time in the games, and we're going to see if it's half-time in the Worcestershire derby. Cameron Jarvis, have we hit the half-time whistle?
Actually, just come to me, Max. It has just gone to half-time. It's Alchurch 2, Bromsgrove 0. 2 goals for Dan Sweeney. 2 mistakes in defence from Bromsgrove. The first one was Charlie Price's mistake from a corner. He's come out flying and just missed contact with the ball, and Dan Sweeney knocked that away. The second one was a Reece King header that was he flicked on for Charlie Price to come get, but Dan Sweeney got there before him and chipped it over him. Bromsgrove have had their chances, though, chances from Robertson, Sturridge and Meadows, but nothing that's really endangered Alchurch. So it's half-time here at Alchurch. It's Alchurch 2, Bromsgrove 0.
Thank you very much there, Cam, for that update. Just gone half-time in those games, and we're going to start getting the half-time whistle from around the grounds. Marlon Darragh at St James's Park. Has the referee blown his whistle?
Yes, indeed. It's Exeter City 1, Mansfield Town 0 at the break. Neither sides have had really too many clear-cut chances other than obviously the goals for Exeter City. I mentioned the penalty felt earlier. Exeter City wingers Patrick Jones and Dimitri Mitchell looking particularly lively down the flanks, not able to create anything clear-cut yet. And Mansfield Town have had a few chances, been a little bit wasteful. Will Evans had a good chance which was hit well over the bar, and former player, Exeter City player Boateng also probably should have scored. It's Mansfield who are enjoying the bulk of the possession. Exeter sort of looking to hit on the counter-attack as they so usually do. But yeah, as it stands, Gary Caldwell will be very, very happy with this performance. Exeter City 1, Mansfield Town 0.
Exeter City 1-0 up at half-time against Mansfield. Exeter have only lost just one of their last 5 league games against Mansfield Town, so they're looking to continue that good bit of record there. We have half-time in our cup game in the Bucks and Beds County Cup between Bracknell Town and the MK Dons County Cup side. Cody Deadman there for the half-time report, I believe. Has it half-time, Cody?
Hi there, Max. So yeah, it's half-time. The score remains 1-0. It's been a very good game, in fact. The quality has been really high, just back and forth. As I said before, literally just like a tennis match. You're watching it go back and forth, counter-attack after counter-attack. As it stands so far, Bracknell have had a fair few corners, and so in terms of set pieces, they're looking really dangerous. And particularly the left wing, Bracknell, looking very strong. Going into Jordan Isborough, obviously being the number 9 who scored earlier on with a header. And as for MK Dons, they're playing really well. They are fielding a young team, but very energetic, very fast-paced, quick-minded, typically making runs down the right flank, and hasn't quite come off well for them yet. But it is looking like they're getting lots of chances, and I can see a goal coming.
Perfect. Thank you very much there for that update, Cody Deadman. Michael's so he's showing a lot of emotions over there in that game at Anfield. Michael, what's been happening? Have the home side dominated, or are PSG catching them on the counter attack? Michael Ladajobi.
It was another big chance for PSG. PSG are the ones with the big chances. Dembele runs away down the right wing. No one catching him, no one near him, and he cuts the ball back to Kvaratskhelia coming in from the left. He whips it and is blocked off of Gravenberch to fly over the crossbar. Without that deflection, we're looking at 2-0 PSG. But wow, what a counter-attack. Maybe that's the tactic that Luis Enrique's gone to implement this game, different from his usual style, but well, it's got them creating chances and in the lead. So still 1-0 PSG. We'll see what happens from here.
Thank you very much there. We have half-time in South London between Wimbledon and Cheltenham Town. Jack Henderson, what's been happening in that first half?
Well, it's all right. It's half-time. It's 1-1. It's been a dicey game. Wimbledon with the most chances. Cheltenham went 1-0 up and then went back to Cheltenham for day 2 of the races, it appears. From the goal, there's been one chance for Cheltenham coming in the last minutes of the half, and just constant Wimbledon pressure. It should have gone 2-1 up, but big second half coming up for Wimbledon as they look to get that winning goal.
Thank you very much there, Jack Henderson, for that current update between AFC Wimbledon and Cheltenham Town. One game that we haven't mentioned is the Southern Premier League matchup between Chertsey Town and AFC Totton. AFC Totton's very own Joshua Cole is there reporting. They're currently second place Totton, looking for promotion. What's happened in that first half, Josh?
Yeah, thanks, Max. A lot has happened here. It's only 1-1 between Churchtown and AFC Tottenham, although Tottenham could probably feel a bit aggrieved that they aren't 4 or 5-1 up here. A Sam Magri penalty in the 38th minute opened the scoring for the Stags, but then just 5 minutes later, a wonder strike from Chertsey's own Oliver Turner from outside the box. He curled one towards the near post, got the home side back level, and we go into half-time 1-1. But I think Tottenham could be the happier of the two teams. They played a lot of good football, and they pressed high and won the ball back a lot of times off of the keeper Strizovic, who hasn't looked very adept as the kicking the ball with a lot of content so far in this first half, and we're now That's half time, where it's 1-1, but both teams still looking to make this a must-win game for either of them.
Thank you very much there, Josh Cole, AFC Tottenham's very own. If you didn't know, Charlie Austin is currently on the books for AFC Tottenham, so any Charlie Austin fans from his Southampton days out there, his side are currently 1-0, 1-1 at the break. We're going to head to the half-time whistle keeps racking up elsewhere. We're going to head over to Crawley Town. Can we get an update from Will Charlton for half-time?
Yeah, it's half time here. It's Crawley Town 0, Charlton Athletic 1 through that Thierry Small strike just before half time. Crawley started the game fairly strongly, as did Charlton. Both sides attacking very, very strongly. However, then Crawley died out the game really. Charlton happy to sit in possession, and Crawley have not accumulated a shot on target yet. The closest they've come, the Wills one strike from about 20 yards out, which went well wide of the target. But the Addicts would be very, very happy with the scoreline. They got to 4th in League One, I believe. A very, very good result for them so far. Half-time, Crawley Town 0, Charlton 1.
Thank you very much there, Will Charlton there. Crawley 1-0 down at home to Charlton Athletic, led by manager Nathan Jones. They have been unbeaten in the last 4 games, and we're going to head over. In a bit to Milan, but first we're going to head over to Yeovil Town. We have the half-time whistle. Bo Brown, summarise that first half for us. Not a great start for the home side.
It's half time. It's Yeovil Town 0, Boston United 2. And to be honest with you, Max, it could have been 4 or 5. Boston have been simply excellent going forward. Yeovil have been toothless in attack. The link-up play between Jacob Hazel and Jimmy Knowles have created the chances. Boston come into this second from bottom, but it's like watching top of the league. It's 2-0, and if Yeovil aren't careful, it could be a lot worse.
Thank you very much, Bo Brown. And we have a possible penalty at the San Siro. Ed Groves, have VAR got something to say about it?
Hi, Max. It's actually Pat. But I know that's going to awarded a penalty. And from the penalty's about to be taken. I can't quite see who it is from here. But you can hear around the ground, Inter fans are not happy. It's somewhere in there. Canning Scott, a possible pitch start, a catalyst. George Fine will come back. He steps up. Goal, final, our backs in it. There's 2 goals between them now. The away fans have been mental in the gods, in the heavens of the San Siro. Jakob Mulder with the penalty. It is 1-1 on the night and 3-1 on aggregate to Inter. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you very much. I believe that was Pat Fitzgerald there. The away side have found a way back into the game with that penalty there. Now 3-1 on aggregate as the home side look to finish out that tie in what is to believe the second half, which the first half should end in a few minutes there. Zach, I haven't come to you in a while. It's been half-time around the grounds in most of the championship games, apart from yours. Some results such as Sunderland and Preston would actually help Sheffield United. What's been happening so far in that game?
You've been a busy, busy man. Sheffield United have been very lucky because Bristol City had a great chance. Sinclair Armstrong could not believe it. A ball got whipped in from the right-hand side. He's 3 yards out. He heads it down to the bottom left, and Michael Cooper turned into Stretch Armstrong. Someone managed to save it, and for the next 10 minutes he was absolutely flabbergasted. Still 0-0.
Thank you very much there, Zach Jackson. Now, these 2 poor gentlemen on our team's chat where we're getting you the audio recording footage. I can't believe I'd say footage there. Melvin Armstrong is at the Memorial Stadium where it's half-time with Bristol Rovers there. Melvin, what's happened in that first half?
Hi there. It's been a decent half of both sides. Bristol Rovers were the more dominant side here at the first half, obviously scoring a penalty very early into the game. However, midway through the first half, we saw Bolton become more dominant and eventually finally found that from a corner which bobbled around inside the box. On the half volley, it was taken by Aaron Morley into the back of the net. There were shouts of a foul on the goalkeeper, but never materialised into anything. As the square here at the Memorial Stadium. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much there, Melvin, for that update. Currently 1-1 in that game between Bristol Rovers and Bolton Wanderers. Now we're going to head to the Bob Lucas Stadium. We haven't been there a while. Sorry he's had to wait for so long for his halftime update. We have Ethan Cook between Weymouth and Western-super-Mare. Ethan, how was that first half?
The first half was all right, Max. It's still only 0-0. It got very nippy at the end. There was a hard tackle by Josh McCoy, and both teams, pretty much every single player on the pitch, minus the goalkeepers, came in with a bit of a push and a shove. I'm sure if we were in Milan with VAR, they might have found something worthy of a red. But the referee only gave a yellow card for Josh McCoy and a yellow for Jacob Kane. But if that keeps up in the second half, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw more cards flying. And there was a chance just before the end of the half, basically a header from 2 yards out from Sam Pearson, the Western-super-Mare, somehow saved by Will Buse, who was at full stretch from close range. The young keeper looks really bright despite being so low in the lead. I'll send it back to you boys, hopefully some goals in the second half.
Thank you very much there. All still goalless there. Hoping for some goals there, Ethan. I hope for some goals for you there. That pretty much wraps up our 7:45 halftime. Halftime in our 7:45 matchups. Just confirmation there of a Modair penalty in the 42nd minute. Finds Feyenoord back into the game there, where the winner of that tie will face the winner of Huzaifa's game between Leverkusen and Bayern Munich. Has it still been Bayern Munich all over?
No, now it's just the massive fouls first. There's a few corners, lots of scruffy stuff. Basically, there's been about 4 combined passes in the 5 minutes. The rest have been set pieces, corners, and a lot of fouls. I really hope half-time comes so I can find something better to do. Oh my god, they've nearly scored. I lied. They've nearly scored. Patrick Schick for Bayer Leverkusen. Corner came in. Eventually, one of these corners had to come to something. Runs in at the near post, flicked header. Just to the right. Oh, narrowly. That's almost come off the near post. Urbig had no chance. Yeah, Leverkusen nearly dragged one back before half-time, which would have been massive and would have kept them in the tie, but not quite yet. Still have a couple of minutes left, though. They could drag one back just to squeeze in.
Thank you very much there. Huzaifa seems like it's going away from the home side there. It's one of those where it's probably just edging towards a Bayern Munich Borfest 0-0 draw to see them progress and play, like I mentioned, the winner of that Inter versus Feyenoord game. So Feyenoord fans will be hoping for a second half miracle at the San Siro. I want to go back to Merseyside, to be honest, Michael. Have Liverpool been playing better or have PSG been taking more of a control of what game that Liverpool had?
Well, in the last few minutes, PSG have been taking more of a control. But one player I do need to single out for a bit of Michael scrutiny, I'd like to call it. Ousmane Dembele, 3 times in a row, the ball came to him. A chance for them to go on a counter-attack. Once he passed the ball off the pitch, twice he passed the ball into nothing. No PSG players around there giving the ball back to Liverpool, saying, go on, have a go again. But it's about to be half-time now. Got a free kick here and the ref's about to blow his whistle. Yep, there we go, half time, 1-0 PSG, and Arne Slot's got a lot of work to do if he wants to turn this around and avoid extra time.
Thank you very much there, Michael. I'm going to stay with you, Michael. For a little half-time chat. You know, Liverpool seemed to be the dominant side and, you know, conceded with that Dembele goal and still were dominant. Now PSG are coming back to it. Sounds like a very weird game, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. It was strange because it's not what I was expecting at all. Obviously, I was expecting Liverpool to play a lot better than they did in the first leg. But PSG, while they're in the lead and they've created chances, I still wouldn't say that they've put in a good performance. I mean, a lot of times needlessly giving the ball away. I mean, if I look at the stats here, Liverpool better passing accuracy, more shots, just less on target. So the one thing I will say is that they've not really been creating clear-cut chances. It's just been more domination in and around their penalty box.
Thank you very much there, Michael. Half-time between Liverpool and Paris Saint-Germain. 1-0 on the night to PSG, the away side, and 1-1 all to play for in the second half. I believe it's half-time in Leverkusen. We've heard a lot from you about the suspected fouling game that we've got in Leverkusen. Anything else to report on at half-time, Huzaifa?
Yeah, you've come to me just in time. There's technically 10 seconds left, and there's a long throw coming in for Leverkusen, going into the box, and that is a terrible long throw. He does not have the arms of a certain Stoke player, and half-time also has been blown. Xabi Alonso needs to do something to turn this around. Bayern kind of cakewalking through this game. They haven't really got out of first gear. Nothing much has gone on, but I guess when you're 3-0 up, you can kind of take those liberties. So really hope there's something more exciting in the second half. Otherwise, I might just have to sidle up next to Michael and watch his monitor, because the PSG Liverpool game does look a lot more exciting.
Yeah, it does sound like that game on Merseyside is a lot of fun, and the game in Leverkusen sounds like a bit of a bore fest. So we have half-time in the inter-final game. We'll see if we can get to the Milan team for you as soon as that happens. Do we have half-time at Bramall Lane between Sheffield United and Bristol City?
Indeed we do, Max. I'm currently watching an Audi ad. But in terms of the first half, I must say, you have got a pretty pessimistic panel today. But I will bring up some positives of the game. The game did liven up near to the end of the first half, with both teams going end-to-end. But the strikers, their finish has not been up to standard. The defending, again, not been up to standard. But the goalkeeping on display today, I mean, Michael Cooper could save the Titanic after that save. Sinclair Armstrong just hasn't got over it. He headed it perfectly into the bottom corner. Almost impossible to save, except if you're Michael Cooper. Still 0-0 at half-time.
Perfect. Thank you very much there, Zach Jackson, for that report between the game and with Sheffield United and Bristol City in the Championship. Now we have Josh Richardson on the line. He's over at the Select Car Leasing Stadium, Reading versus Wrexham. Josh, anything been happening at the Select Car Leasing Stadium?
Half time there, and it's still 0-0. It's been a pretty dull game overall. With only one shot on target, which came from the home side in the whole game. Reading had a free kick just before half time, just outside the penalty box, but just blasted it straight into the wall.
Sorry, I just cut out there, Josh Richardson, but thank you very much for that report. We do have an early goal in the second half in the game between Derby County and Coventry City. A harness goal in the 48th minute sees Derby County take another goal for a 2-goal lead. God knows what's happening in the studio right now. I do quickly want to come to you, all three of you. With the state of the PSG Liverpool game now in the balance, and Bayern Munich set to cruise through to the quarterfinals, who are your favourites to win the Champions League this season? I'm going to come over to Zach Jackson first. Zach.
I mean, I probably think Barcelona, especially after earlier we were watching the display together, and Lamine Yamal and Rafinha are two of the best wingers in the world. Obviously, unfortunately for my bet, Robert Lewandowski ghosted, but I doubt he'll do it later in the competition. I'm saying Barcelona.
No, Zach, I'm not going to lie to you. You're all wrong. They don't have the defensive stability, and they to win the Champions League, they play nice football, but the high line gimmick is going to come to an end once a real team, once they face a real team, and that will punish them.
Like who, Michael?
Well, if you're asking Arsenal, I think Arsenal FC...
So sorry for our panel. So sorry.
I think Arsenal FC will win the Champions League. And the reason why is because the system that we play, Arteta, he knows how to be a terrorist when the time comes to it. He knows how to grind out those tough victories. Arteta is one of the only managers that, me personally, I believe can go to the Wanda Metropolitano and get a 1-0 win.
Please mute his mic.
Against them. I think he's one of the only managers that can do that. So I think Arsenal are going to win the Champions League.
That's just happened. Okay. Huzaifa, who do you think as favourites for the Champions League?
I think my final is definitely going to be from one side Barcelona, and from the other side it's either going to be Real Madrid or PSG. I think Liverpool
PSG?
I think Liverpool might slip out of this one, unfortunately. But I do feel the one thing with Barcelona and Hansi Flick's side is they score a truckload of goals, but they do concede a truckload as well. So it really does depend on the fitness of their forwards. If they can keep Lamine and Yamal and Rafinha fit, then they will outscore most teams, like Hansi Flick's Bayern Munich did in that famous 2020 season. So I feel like they've got a slight edge on that, but everyone knows if Real Madrid decided they want to play football, then they normally win the Champions League somehow. So yeah, who knows?
Yeah, thank you, Zayfa. I'm going to stick with you just quickly. A couple of goal updates. We have a goal between the game between Cardiff City and Luton Town as 1-0 Troy Chambers 50th minute strike, and Birmingham City take a 2-goal lead at home to Stevenage. Pike has scored in the 47th minute. Hazaifa, now I know you're a big fan of La Liga football, so how good have Barcelona been in La Liga as well as the Champions League this year?
Arguably, they've actually been a lot better in the Champions League, because the style of football Flick plays with the high line and aggressive football actually works a lot more in Europe, where teams are attacking and leave a bit more space in behind for players like Rafinha to just absolutely tear into. So Rafinha's been in excellent form, but they had a little patch in La Liga where basically a load of teams just played low blocks and they couldn't really get past it. But the good thing for them is they're starting to hit form at the right time. A lot of their players are clicking. In particular, Pedri in midfield is a quality player, running all the strings. So he's doing well. Hansi Flick really has turned this around. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go deep in the tournament.
Thank you very much there. We do have some action. He was asking for a goal. He was crying out for a goal in the first half, Ethan Cook was. And there's been a goal at the Bob Lucas Stadium. But for who? The home or the away side, Ethan?
It's the away side team, Max. Just a few minutes into the opening of the second half, Weymouth trying to play outside of the box, gave it away, and it was Samuel Pearson who slotted it in. It has been a great start for Western-super-Mare to the second half, exactly as you wanted. Weymouth, you can feel a bit of frustration in the team completely, and it's going to be a struggle for them to come back, as has been for them all season, going back from behind.
Thank you very much, Ethan, there. I know the home side have conceded first, but you did ask for a goal at half-time and you've got one. Only 43 minutes into the second half and you've got your goal, although it is for the away team in that game. Western-super-Mare 1-0 up away at Weymouth. Now, Cameron Jarvis, I'm going to come over to you. You're at Ulver Church. Anything been happening so far in this second half? Have Bromsgrove been finding a way back into it?
No, not really, Max. It's still 2-0 Alf Church here. Alf Church just have a free kick about 15, 20 yards out just a few moments ago. It was a great run through the middle by Amar Dyer, but he was tripped by Reece King. The free kick, though, it was a safe save by Charlie Price just to his right-hand side. It pushed away for a corner, but the resulting corner came for nothing for Alf Church. Bromsgrove haven't really looked like a threat getting back in this half. So at the moment, it's still Alf Church 2, Bromsgrove 0.
Thank you very much, Cameron, for that update in the biggest derby in the Midlands, bigger than Villa versus Birmingham. It is the biggest derby, Ulver Church versus Bromsgrove Sporting. Currently 2-0 there for Tim Flower's side. Just a few goals, another goal to report you on. Blackpool have taken the lead in the second half thanks to a Carey strike in the 54th minute. They take the lead over struggling Cambridge United in League One there. We do have news from Exeter City, so I hope we'll get to Marlon Dara as soon as possible. Now, I want to hear your lads' opinions. We spoke to Cameron. You boys must have seen that Tim Flowers moment where the ball bobbles over his head from Stan Collymore, the one I was talking about earlier. Zach Jackson, you must know what I'm talking about.
I unfortunately have no idea what you're talking about, Max.
Explain it
to us, Max.
You are joking me. So, Alex has got the video up now. I can literally explain it to you as well as I can. If you want to, Hazaifa's come round to watch it. It's an unreal moment from the goalkeeper here. The ball's basically just bubbled over. If anyone's not watched it, I highly recommend you watch it. We're going to get a live reaction now of our panel. The Stan Collymore goal over Tim Flowers' head. It's absolutely brilliant. Stan Collymore scored that iconic goal against Newcastle United in 95-96, and that still happens to be one of his probably another iconic goal of his career. Zach, what do you think of that moment?
I mean, I must say, I was a Sunday League goalkeeper for 10 years, and that gave me some serious PTSD. The pitch was horrible, and it's happened to every keeper, hasn't it? You go down for an easy roll, and it just bounces over you, and you look like a right muppet afterwards.
Thank you very much, Zach. It's unbelievable, and even Michael and Hazaifa were looking there, just unbelievable there. I did say we had some news from St James's Park, the St James's Park we all know and love in the town of Exeter. Marlon, has there been a goal?
There has indeed, Max, and there could be another one here with Josh McGuinness. Is he going to score? Oh, it's a great save, but no, it's 2-0 Exeter. Oh no, it's cleared off the line. It's all going off there. Exeter having a flurry of chances in the start of the second half. They've made it 2-0, as I mentioned. It was Ed Francis with the corner, Angus MacDonald there, met it with his head. His first ever goal for the club after joining in January. Exeter City well and truly in the flow here. It's 2-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much there, Marlon Dow, for that update. 2-0 for Exeter City as they look to distance themselves from the drop. Bristol Rovers also in that relegation battle. Hopefully we can hear some news from Melvin Armstrong soon. A couple more goals to update you on. Absolutely incredible. Part of the northeast, it seems to be a very tense battle between PSG and Liverpool. And another part, it's 4-0 to Accrington Stanley. O'Brien Whitmarsh has scored the fourth for the home side as they take a 4-0 lead over the Welsh Newport County. Newport County really struggling there in League 2. Both sides struggling there in League 2. But Accrington Stanley trying to distance themselves as far as the drop as possible. A game in the Cardiff versus Luton game as Luton have equalised through a Clark finish, and it is now 1-1 in that game. And Middlesbrough have doubled their lead against QPR thanks to Jick Skill's 58th minute strike that sees them double their lead over Queen's Park Rangers. Now we're going to head over, I believe, to Bracknell. We're going to head to Berkshire, where in the County Cup, the Bucks and Berks County Cup, is it a goal or what is it? What's happening, Cody Debman?
Hi there, Max. So, literally at the start of the second half, MK Dons, they were just defending Bracknell. And unfortunately, number 2, the right back, Joshua Clark Anderson, has gone down with an injury. So, he was down for a few minutes. Referee went over to check he was okay, huddled by his teammates. And on comes Cornell Pickering. Let's see if he can make an impact and shut down that Bracknell left winger. Thank you, Max. Back to the studio.
Cheers, Cody. An injury there for MK Dons County Cup team. We've just had a look at the goal in the first half from West Brom. I believe that game is now 1-1 in the second half. Massive game towards the top of the championship table. Zach Jackson, how good was that West Brom goal?
Yeah, no, I think we have just seen the best goal of the night. It was a beautiful free kick from about 35 yards out. He's finessed it perfectly into the top left. It was a brilliant goal by Swift, which is a crucial game in their promotion challenge and obviously affects my game at Sheffield United. So we'll see how the night pans out for those two teams.
Thank you very much there, Zach Jackson, for that insight into that goal for West Bromwich Albion. That game is currently 1-1, seeing if any team can take the lead. We're going to head back to the Worcestershire derby and Alvechurch. Let's hope the goalkeeper hasn't had a howler like their coach has for Alvechurch. Cameron Jarvis, has anything been happening in Worcestershire?
Yes, it has, Max. And as you just come to me, Bromsgrove have almost just had a chance. It was a big goal-mouth scramble. Just they couldn't find the ball in the back of the net. Bromsgrove did almost score just 2 minutes before. They finally got a breakthrough down the right-hand side. Some great feet by Billy Shaw. Pulled it across the box to reach Stokes, but his shot just went miles wide. But Bromsgrove, they're just having a bit of possession, just looking a bit more threatening now as the ball is whipped in by Meadows, but it's blocked away. So it's still Alvechurch 2, Bromsgrove 0.
Thank you very much. Seems like Bromsgrove are really trying to come into that game. Cameron Jarvis. Lads, do we have kick-off in the second half for the Champions League yet? Michael, do we have a kick-off yet?
Yeah, the players are walking back out, ready to go for the second half. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm not sure if PSG are going to keep up the way they were playing. If Liverpool are going to mix up a bit towards the end of the first half. It seemed they were just passing to Salah and praying, to be honest. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Thank you very much, Michael. And I believe we have kickoff in Germany as well in the Leverkusen game. Back to you. We're going to go to Huzaifa there. Huzaifa, we've talked about what Leverkusen have got to do. Have they started the half well? I know it's only a minute gone, but it's one of those things where you've got to start the half quickly.
Yeah, there was actually quite a bit of couple of minutes of injury time, so the players are just going to walk out right about now. But I really do think that Leverkusen, I know there was a point in last season where all they did was score 90 plus 5 minute goals, never losing Kusin or whatever they called them. That was probably terrible. It was something like that, where all they did was score right at the end. But I think it's going to be quite a big ask for them to score 3 goals right at the end against Bayern Munich. They need to put themselves in the game, in the position where such a thing can actually save them. So I'd give them literally 5 minutes. 5 minutes at the beginning of this half. They've got to drag one back early. Otherwise, you can call it a day and I don't know, might go home.
Yeah, that game, sadly, Jose, it doesn't sound like a barrel of laughs. But it looks like Bayern Munich are just going to do enough, as they've been doing all season long, really. Harry Kane looking for his first trophy in the Bundesliga, but Vince, he might be about to get a second as well if they can manage to pull off the Champions League, maybe even third with the DFB Pokal if they're still in, I believe. At the 6th-time UCL champions look to progress into the quarterfinals to play Inter or Feyenoord. Have we got kickoff at Bramall Lane, Zach Jackson?
We had a very, very, very fast start to the second half and a very controversial incident, actually. Max Bird's gone for a goal and he's clearly been tripped up by 2 different defenders. He's gone down inside the box, and if there was VAR, I promise you now, there'd be a penalty for Sheffield United. But there isn't. No, Bristol City, sorry. But there isn't. And he's actually come off due to injury, and Mark Sykes has replaced him.
Sounds like a very chaotic start to that second half at Bramall Lane, in favour of the away side there. Let's hope there's some goals in your game as well. Just some goal updates. Notts County have taken an away lead at Grimsby Town in League 2 thanks to a Yatta 56-minute goal. Sutton United have clawed one back against Forest Green Rovers in that game in the National League, and we also have another goal for Chesterfield Town away at Salford City. It's a Dobra 59th minute strike, sees them get a 3-goal lead, and it looks all over in Salford there. We're going to pass over to Alex Aitken now. Alex, I don't know if you've been checking your ACCA in the last half an hour or so since we haven't had a look. Can you give us a quick update for us?
Yeah, just remind us to win £40,000 from a fiver. And basically everything's going the wrong way, to be honest. Yeovil were losing 2-0, and I think we could write it off at this point. Exeter are winning 2-0. I need a Mansfield's win, but obviously that's not happening, is it? PSG winning. I need Liverpool, yeah. I think we'll have to cancel a night out tonight, boys, I'll be honest. I don't think it's happening anymore.
Well, that is a big shame. But let's just hope there's a drastic turnaround in all the games that we need to come in there. Alex, your side have been enjoying a joyous run in the Champions League. Aston Villa fan, Aston Villa season ticket holder, I believe. Yeah. How have you been enjoying your side's season so far in the Champions League? And, what have you got to do tomorrow to get past Club Brugge?
I've been loving the Champions League. Like, Conference League last year was great in itself, but now in the Champions League, like hearing the music and stuff, I never thought that would happen. The win against Bayern, the first home game, was amazing. To be like round of 16 in a round 16, finishing top 8 was just a dream, really. And the chance to get to the quarterfinals, like you saw, like Newcastle went out in the group stage last year, and even they had a great time there. They had some big results, but now, I can't wait, to be honest. But tomorrow we're 3-1 up. We've been keeping clean sheets in the Champions League. Emi Martinez is back tomorrow. He was injured on the weekend. So just a big performance from the defence, and we're through. Like, a 1-0 loss is still fine. But, quarterfinals, it'll be Liverpool or PSG. So it might be over for us there. But, it's a good experience either way.
That's great, Alex. It's great to hear your story, really, with the Champions League. Means so much for clubs like Aston Villa, previous winners, of course, back in the 70s and 80s. An era dominated by my Reds, but, Aston Villa managed to sneak in a European Cup there. We're going to head to Crawley Town. Have Crawley Town managed to find a way back into the game, or is it still getting dominated?
Well, it's 66 minutes in. It's still Crawley Town 0, Charlton Athletic 1. But Crawley are slowly growing into this game. They've had a few attempts. Armando and John Jules played some good interchange in the area. John Jules flashed ball across goal, but it got deflected out for a corner. Crawley have also had their first shot on target through Armando. He struck it from the left side of the area, but it's comfortably saved, really, and pushed clear. Armando as well was also booked for diving in the area. The whole stadium thought it was a penalty, really, but referee brandished the yellow card. But Crawley slowly growing into this game. They've got 25 minutes to get something out of it. They really need the points desperately. Crawley Town 0, Charlton 1.
Thank you, Will. Crawley Town looking for another defeat, and it certainly looks they're going to face the drop if nothing changes. We're going to go to the Select Car Releasing Stadium in the 8 o'clock kickoff in League One. I believe there's a goal, Josh Richardson, but for who?
The deadlock has finally been broken, and it's to the home side, Reading. They had a penalty, and Harvey Nibs buried it. Reading 1, Wrexham 0.
Reading there with the penalty there from Nibs. It is now Reading 1, Wrexham 0 thanks to that penalty. And with Reading, they really needed a win tonight, and it looks like they're on their way to, unless Wrexham, the high-flying Wrexham, can stop them. Reading there in 8th place, looking to find a playoff place, and Wrexham obviously in 3rd, looking to fight for a promotion. So sort of an automatic promotion push. Goal in the Sunderland game away at Preston. And we have some action at the San Siro. Ed Groves, what's happening?
Oh! Chanahonglu has scored! 2-1 to Inter. 4-1 on the day. I do believe this is the end for Feyenoord. I can't see them coming back from 4-1 down. Chanahonglu slots his penalty into the bottom left. Keeper dived the right way, but he couldn't get onto it. And it is 2-1 in this game to Inter Milan. Thank you very much. Back to you guys in the studio.
Well, thank you very much, Ed. Sounds like an incredible atmosphere. Can hardly hear you there with all the crowd noise. Just a confirmation there. Chananoglu penalty, Inter 2, Feyenoord 1 on the night, and 4-1 on aggregate. Looks like the end for the Dutch side to their, iconic run. I think Inter fans will be happy though, considering that they beat their rivals in the last round. Josefa, has there been some action in Leverkusen?
Yes, finally, after a truckload of yellow cards, including one for Xabi Alonso, there has been a goal. Oh, I'm nearly there, but I'll be quick. There's been a goal here as Harry Kane has scored. Harry Kane has scored for Bayern Munich. They're running away with this 4-0, and they look to be out of sight in this tie.
Thank you, Josefa. It looks to be set for a Inter Milan versus Bayern Munich quarter-final matchup. That'll be a very interesting matchup. Over to Michael on Merseyside. Michael, what's been happening?
Well, a lot has just happened. Trent shot on the edge of the box, hits the post. Donnarumma didn't even dive. Then the rebound has fallen to Szoboszlai. He's tapped it in, but the flag's up. There was a lot that happened in the build-up. We can see Jota running here. As he plays it to Diaz, he looks like he's offside. So if VAR bring it back to here, it will be disallowed for the goal. But the first save from Donnarumma, then the follow-up from Trent, post, follows it up again. Szoboszlai taps it in, so we'll just have to see. But it does look like that goal will be disallowed. We can see hands in the face of the Liverpool fans, and yeah, the goal was disallowed. Play carries on. Still 1-0 PSG.
Goal's been disallowed at Anfield, but I'm sure the Anfield crowd will be roaring them on. And we're going to head over to Hewish Park. We haven't headed there in a while. Bo Brown for the Yeovil Town versus Boston United game. Have the home side got something to cheer about finally?
No, they have not. It's Yeovil Town 0, Boston United 3, and it's been much the same for this beginning of the second half. It's a long throw, not dealt with yet again by Yeovil, been causing them problems all evening, to be honest with you, Max. Zach Mills gets on the end of it to make it 3. 25 minutes to play, and I hasten to say, barring a miracle from Yeovil, it's game over. Yeovil Town 0, Boston United 3.
Thank you very much there for that report from Bo Brown. It's getting even worse for the Yeovil Town. Recently, we had a story from James Mann on one of our Solent news days on a Tuesday. We usually have them in the afternoon, and we do a 2:30 p.m. package. If you haven't checked that one out, really interesting package about youth football in the area. And tune in every Tuesdays and every Fridays, I believe, for a news day there to get up to date news from the local area and the sporting world. Now we're going to head over to Jack Henderson in South London. What's been happening, Jack Henderson?
Games improved second half. It's still 1-1, but the referee has got himself in a bit of controversy here. Omar Bugle was through on goal. Looked like he got around the last defender. Defender's gone down holding his face, and he's given a free kick. Probably not in reality. Chelsea have come out the second half playing much, much better. They've had 3 good chances, but overall it's still 1-1.
Thank you very much there. Johnny Jackson's side sitting in 4th place really need to find a late goal so they can see promotion into League One. We're going to head to the Select Car Leasing Stadium in the game between Reading and Wrexham in that late kickoff in League One. Josh Richardson, anything been happening at the Select Car Leasing Stadium?
There's been a second goal, and it's Reading again. It was great interchange play by Reading, by Nibs and Lewis Wing. They eventually finished it off, and it's a great piece of play by Reading. Reading 2, Wrexham 0.
Thank you very much there, Josh Richardson. We do have confirmation of that Bayern Munich goal from Harry Kane and also the Chanaloglu penalty I've mentioned earlier. We have a 1-0 for Rochdale in the National League between Altrincham, a Barlow 65th minute strike, and they have actually scored a second just now. So it's now Rochdale 2, Altrincham 0. Michael, I've heard you again. That Liverpool game, it seems there's a lot that seems to be happening. Is it for the home side?
Massive block from William Pacho there. Diaz doing up Jinky Majinky on the side and whips the ball in. It falls to Szoboszlai and he goes to lash it into the bottom corner. It's flying into that bottom corner and William Pacho dives to block and deflect it out for a corner. It's livening up here at Anfield. Still 1-0 PSG.
Thank you very much. And we're going to head over to the Worcestershire derby. Cameron Jarvis, have Bromsgrove found a way back into the game, Cameron?
Yes, they have, Max. It's now Bromsgrove 1, Alf Church 2. It was a bit scrappy in the midfield, but Jamie Meadows ended up with the ball, managed to feed it through into Billy Shaw, who slotted it into the back of the net. It's going to be a tense final sort of 20-25 minutes here. It's Bromsgrove 1, Alf Church 2.
Thank you very much. And it still keeps happening. Is it another Liverpool chance, Michael?
Another Liverpool chance. For once, a great save by Donnarumma. Kvaratskhelia on the edge of the box here. Oh, that's a good tackle by Jota. But yeah, the previous chance on the edge of the box, Szoboszlai again. And a great save by Donnarumma, palming it away from the top left-hand corner. Now Salah's away on the break. It's a 3v2. Squares it to Diaz. He cuts in. Back to Salah. They've slowed down the chance and Hakimi has cleared it away. If they had taken that quickly, they could have had a shot on goal. But Diaz just slowed it down, took too much time, and still 1-0 PSG.
Thank you. It seems like the Liverpool goal is coming to the delight of me and Cameron Jarvis. We're going to head over to the cup game between Bracknell Town and MK Dons, County Cup side. Cody Dedman, what do you have for us?
Hi there, Max. It's another goal for Bracknell Town, which makes it 2-0 in the second half. Right winger Daniel Roberts came brilliantly onto an over-the-top ball and took a few nice touches, outpaced the MK Dons left back, cut it in, and it was Zola-esque from number 7, Jonathan Afeje, who just finishes it delightfully. And yeah, that's 2-0. It's definitely looking very good. The game, still lots of energy. It's looking back and forth. But ultimately, Bracknell just have got that quality. Thank you, Max. Back to you in the studio.
So 2-0 there for the home side. Bracknell Town be looking to head in to the Bucks and Berks Cup final there. We have a goal. We have goals in Norwich. Norwich were 2-0 up, I believe, and they've lost their 2-goal lead. It's now 2-2. A Windass 72nd minute strike sees Sheffield Wednesday come back in that game. And we're going to come to the other Sheffield team, Sheffield United. Have they found a way through, or are Bristol City still finding their way in the game?
To be honest, Bristol City's been on top, Max. I mean, Sheffield United had a very lacklustre start to the second half. Bristol City dominated the ball. Scott Tyne, had a couple chances. Sheffield United have changed the game recently with 2 substitutions. Brewster and Hammer are on. Callum O'Hare and Raksaki are off. Sheffield United are currently on the attack. They have had most of the ball in the last 5. But other than that, still 0-0.
Thank you very much there, Zach Jackson. Hopefully there'll be something going on there very soon. There has been
yes, brilliant attack from Sheffield United. they've tried to do the same thing all game, to be honest. They've just tried to give Tyrese Campbell a through ball, but he squandered a lot of chances. As I said in the first half roundup, I was very disappointed with him. He has not disappointed me this time. He beautifully slotted it into the bottom left. Chris Wilder, though, still doesn't seem quite happy. He's probably been disappointed in that overall performance, and I think there's still a lot more goals to come. 1-0.
Thank you very much there. Sheffield United, confirmation there of the Campbell strike that sees them take the lead, and they have found the deadlock. It looked like Bristol City, sounded like Bristol City were going to take the lead in that game, Zach, but it ended up going to the home side, and Bristol City looked dejected now. Josefa, I haven't heard from you in a while since that Harry Kane goal. It seems like done and dusted for Leverkusen, doesn't it?
Yeah, the match is done and dusted, but so nearly was Alphonso Davies' teeth because he had a mouthful of leather. Jeremy Frimpong gets a cross ball. They're doing a concussion check on Davies. His eyes are currently crossed over. His left eye is very red. Yeah, the ball came over. First time, Jeremy Frimpong tries to put a cross in on the volley. Hits Alphonso Davies square in the face. Probably the most damage that Leverkusen have done to Bayern all night, to be honest. So it's not looking good for them. But yeah, Bayern seem to be walking away with this pretty comfortably now.
Yes, it looks like one of those games, as mentioned in the first half, that just Bayern are going to pull away and see that result out. Currently, no action in our games from our live reporters. This seems like it's the quietest it's been in a while. I'm going to come back. It's not been long, but Michael, I'm going to come back to Anfield. Has it still been Liverpool's dominance?
Last few minutes, it's just been a series of Liverpool corners. Another one's about to come into the box here, and it's cleared out by the first man. Dembele heads it on, but Trent will sweep it up. Yep, a bunch of Liverpool corners, but nothing too much to report on in the last few minutes.
Thank you very much there. We'll see if Liverpool or PSG can find the deadlock in that game. Real interesting watch. Could easily go to an extra time and a penalties. My God, that'll be a very stressful half an hour and 45 minutes of football for any Liverpool fans or PSG fans watching that game. Now I'm going to come to producer Alex. Any action on the ACCA? Or is it still just, it's just ticking away?
No, I wouldn't bother coming to me again, mate. To be honest, it was done. It was done a while ago. While it was 2-0 to Mansfield in the first half. Since then, nothing. There's about 13 on here, and probably about 10 of them are going wrong. So yeah, I'd leave it if I was you, mate. But yeah, up the Villa and up the Villa.
Thank you very much there for that really insightful up the Villa, Alex Aitken. Our amazing producers, as I said, just done an amazing job tonight for us. A fifth goal for Accrington Stanley from Mooney as they see themselves trying to fight their survival in the Football League against Newport County. Norwich were 2-0 up as mentioned, but they've lost the lead. It's now 3-2 to Sheffield Wednesday. So Sheffield United have just taken the lead, and Sheffield Wednesday have just minutes later. A Gassama 76th minute goal there. And Luton have taken a 2-1 lead. Another side that were 1-0 down. Well, they were down, and they have now taken the lead. An Asgard goal in the 80th minute has now seen the away side take the lead away in Wales 2-1. Now I'm going to come back to Sheffield United. Have things slowed down for Bristol City now that goal's gone in?
Since that's gone in, clearly Liam Manning's not been happy with his Bristol City side because they were, as I said to you earlier, on top for a lot of the game. He subbed on 3 new players, notably Scott Twine coming off. Just now, Tyrese Campbell, the goal scorer, has gone down for injury, which has had a stoppage in play. Still 1-0 to the Blades.
1-0 to the Blades at home at Bramall Lane. Another goal in the Championship, this time for Queen's Park Rangers, as Cook in the 80th minute has brought one back, has brought life to those travelling Londoners, those West Londoners, made the long old trip up to Teesside and Middlesbrough. They'll be hoping they can get something from the game. Now, Michael, we're going to swing it back to Anfield. I know it hasn't been long, but it just, as like I said, it just seems like one of those games that is just going to provide a goal at some point.
Well, Donnarumma did just go down, but I don't believe he actually had any real injury. He just wanted to take the sting out of the game. The Anfield crowd started to roar, and Liverpool starting to come on top. As we see, Diaz dribbling at Hakimi here, crosses it in the box, Mendes clears it, and Dembele follows it up to play it out. But Kanate sweeps it up and Liverpool will be on the attack again. Long ball up to Jota and it's headed down to Donnarumma. Me personally, I do think Liverpool, it's time, get the big man on, get on Núñez. Jota has not really done it for me so far. I think Núñez can cause a bit of chaos up top.
Thank you very much, Michael. I haven't agreed with a lot of your statements today, but that is one I can fully get behind. Darwin Núñez has really been making a massive impact. You look at last week's game against PSG, came on, chested it down. Harvey Elliott scored the equaliser. The winner in that game, And then also Núñez scored the equaliser and, won that penalty against Southampton at the weekend. Back to Germany and Leverkusen. I saw Josefa was signed for a chance there. Was it a Leverkusen chance? Have they found maybe a potential back into the game?
I mean, I personally think it's a little bit too late for Leverkusen. They still have half an hour, and we've seen Leverkusen do it so many times late in the game. They have finally decided that being 4-0 down in the tie means they should try and attack and put some shots on. Alex Grimaldo, Jeremy Frimpong, the wing-backs that I warned everyone about, have finally decided that it's time to shot. Frimpong takes a shot on the edge of the box and it's blocked. And Bayern Munich are going to see this out comfortably. But Jeremy Frimpong and Grimaldo, you can clearly see the quality that they have on their wings, and there's a certain urgency about Leverkusen now. But it's just too late. They haven't shown it. And oh my gosh. Oh, nearly. Again, Grimaldo. But my point proven. It's just there's so much quality and you can see what they can do, but they've just taken it way too late, and it's going to need a serious miracle to bring anything back from it. Oh, big save on the line. Goalkeeper keeps it out. Patrick Schick. Yeah, Leverkusen are properly banging on the door now.
It seems like a bit too late for the home side there to be trying to find a goal, as they are 4-0 down in the tie and 1-0 down on the night. We're going to head to Milan, part of the Milan team. Pat Fitzgerald, what's been happening in the last 10 minutes or so since we had that Çalhanoğlu penalty goal?
Hi, Max. Yeah, honestly, the game's gone over. It's slowing down a bit now, I think. We've got final chance. Oh, brilliant block. Bastoni with a brilliant block, but as I say, the game's slowing down. It's now going back and forth. It's Marcus Thuram running at Hancho. Lays off. Oh, brilliant interception. Oh, and we've got another penalty for Inter Milan. Hancho was taken out. Thuram in the box after a heavy touch. And if you want to stay with us, we'll talk you through.
We'll stick with you.
Penalty.
We'll definitely stick with you.
Yep, it's a third penalty of the game, and it's going to be Hakan Çalhanoğlu again from the spot for Inter, the second time this half, and the third penalty this game. I don't think I can't remember the last time I've seen 3 penalties in a game, Max, honestly.
Yeah, that sounds utterly incredible in Milan. Talk me through the penalty there. What's happened? How's he gone down for Inter Milan?
Inter countered after Feyenoord tried to break, but Hancho with a great interception, but then took a heavy touch just on the penalty spot, reached and lunged to clear it away, but Thuram got there first and he's taken out Thuram, and now Hakan Çalhanoğlu has a chance, but it's gone to VAR. The ref has gone to the monitor, so we've got maybe a possible dive, but yeah, ref's looking at the monitor.
Thank you very much, Pat. We will get back to you very, very shortly. Please stay on the line with us. We're going to quickly go over to South London and to AFC Wimbledon and Cheltenham Town. Have they found a break? Has any team found a breakthrough? Jack Henderson.
It's Cheltenham Town with a goal. Second half substitute Matty Taylor on the edge of the box. Shoots far corner, rolls on in, and Cheltenham have the lead for the second time this game. Can't say it wasn't deserved, in all honesty. After their substitutions, they look the better team. And it's now 2-1 to the away team.
Thank you very much there. We're going to head back to Milan and with Pat Fitzgerald. Pat, have we got confirmation of the penalty?
It is no penalty, Max. Thuram has been booked for a simulation. It seems it looks like he wasn't taken out by Hancho, and it's a free kick to Feyenoord. It remains 2-1 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate. So yeah, nothing's changed. Yellow card for Thuram. Same score as usual.
Thank you very much, Pat. Absolutely incredible. We caught you with the penalty. Even more incredible that we come back a minute later and it's been disallowed. We're going to head to Josefa quickly, and we believe something big's happened at the Bay Arena.
Yes, the referee has reached into his pocket. Another yellow card has come out, and there is a man on the floor. I'm just waiting for confirmation. There are some studs showing, so I feel this could go a little bit further, but I'm not quite sure. Leverkusen are not helping themselves. Upamecano has gone down, as formerly known as Upa Maguire, by certain commentators, but yeah, it's not looking great here. There's a lot of trouble being caused by Bayern's London-born players. I'm talking Michael Elise and Harry Kane. So yeah, not much great going on there for Leverkusen.
Proper London boys, Michael Elise and Harry Kane getting stuck in there. We're going to head to the Select Car Leasing Stadium for Josh Richardson. We're going to hold up Josh Richardson there. We're going to come back to you quickly. I believe there's been a goal at the Bay Arena.
Yes, this man is not born in London. He's born in Canada, Alphonso Davies, but it is Harry Kane. First time ball over the top. Harry chips it over the defender into the path of an onrushing Davies. Davies must have covered 70 metres in about 2.5 seconds. He is absolutely rapid, or uses all that pace to steamroll onto the ball, knock it past Lucas Fredecki, who gets a hand on it but cannot keep it out the net. And that's it. Game, set, tie. Bayern Munich versus, by the looks of it, Inter Milan for the quarter-final.
Thank you very much there, Josefa, for that report. Apart from the fact that Alphonso Davies is not born in Canada. He's born in Ghana, but he does play for Canada. Moved there when he was very young, but he is born in Ghana. Josh Richardson, sorry for keeping you waiting at the Select Car Leasing Stadium. What's been happening in Reading?
No worries. It's still Reading 2, Wrexham 0 here, but Wrexham had the chance to pull one back. James McLean did very well down the left-hand side. It's a delightful cross into the box, but Jay Rodriguez's header was brilliant save by Joel Pereira. Reading 2, Wrexham 0.
Thank you very much there. We're going to head down the leagues to our favourite Cameron Jarvis, the Worcestershire derby. Have Bromsgrove found a way to equalise, or have Alvechurch, or is it just still dead? Is it still 2-1?
It's still 2-1, Max. This game sort of turned into a proper non-league game. Sorry, Alfred just got a chance. They've just crept into the box with the Mark Dyer, but he just can't find a way through as Bromsgrove are looking to counter. This game sort of died out, really, ever since Bromsgrove got that goal. They had sort of one chance. Billy Shaw looked to square it across to Theo Robinson, but his shot was blocked. But apart from that, Max, it's been a very typical non-league sort of affair. Hollingshead, the Alvechurch goalkeeper, went down with an injury for a few minutes, and that upset some of the Bromsgrove fans, as well as a few refereeing decisions made tonight. But apart from that, not really much to report on. It's still 2-1 to Alvechurch here. About 5 minutes left to go in normal time.
Thank you very much there, Cameron Jarvis. Bromsgrove looking for that equaliser, but it looks like Alvechurch, Tim Flowers, Alvechurch are going to hold out. Bracknell Town versus MK Dons in the County Cup, the Bucks and Bucks County Cup. That's another tongue twister for you. Cody Detman, what's been happening in that game over there at Bracknell?
Hi there, Max. So it's now 2-1. MK Dons have got one goal back. It was number 10, Joel Anker, who managed to put one past Bracknell Town goalkeeper Michael Ecott. I'll be honest, MK Dons are getting themselves back into the game. Bracknell Town need to be careful. They've got to hold on to this lead they've got, or even better, push for another goal. Have they got it in them? I reckon so, but you never know in football. Back to you, Max.
Yes, thank you, Cody Dedman. Bracknell Town seem to have that game done and dusted. Ed, we're going to you in Milan, part of that Milan team. It's absolutely crazy scenes we heard from Pat. Anything happened in the last 5 minutes or so?
Yeah, completely that, mate. Since Thuram got that booking, he's clearly used it as motivation to kick on. He gets the ball just outside the box. He run past more or less the whole defence just to keep it to beat. He smacked it at the bar, hits the underside, doesn't go in. Just after that, he got subbed off for Marko Arnautovic. So the ex-West Ham player is now on the pitch with 15 minutes to go. You'd think Inter would slow down at 2-1, but it doesn't seem that way. They keep coming forward. They keep pressure on the goal. But yeah, for now, it's still 2-1. Thank you very much. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Ed. There. Sorry if it cut out just at the end there. A bit of technical issues as they are in Milan. We have had a red card in one of our games. We'll keep it a surprise if they come and call into us. We have had a late goal for Colchester as they take the lead at Port Vale at home in Essex. In Colchester, Kelleher with the 86th minute strike. An equaliser for Sunderland in that massive tie at that top of the league game in the Championship. We talk Championship. I'm going to head back to you at Bramall Lane, Zach Jackson. Have Bristol City been finding a way back into the game?
I mean, it's very clear what they trying to do, to be honest, Max. The two Georges on the right-hand side, George Tanner and George Earth, have been whipping in crosses left, right and centre, but they've been unable to get an equaliser. Sheffield United have seen this, and they've just subbed off Rob Holding for Ahmed Hozic. What a name. And then McMullen's also come on for Syracuse. They've changed their back line a bit to try and shut out this Bristol City attack. Still 1-0.
Thank you very much there, Zach Jackson. Me and Alex have just watched the penalty shout in Milan. Doesn't seem like a penalty to us. Seems like a blatant dive, which he has been booked for in the end. We're going to head to the Broadfield Stadium and to Will Charlton in the Crawley versus Charlton game. Have Crawley found a way back into it, Will, or are Charlton tightening the screws?
Well, it's a 92nd minute here. It remains Crawley Town 0, Charlton Athletic 1. Charlton are really trying to kill the game here. Crawley have not really had any spell in the game. Had a short one between the 70th and 75th minute. They couldn't force the ball in. Adi Amo crossed it in. Wilson couldn't divert his header home. Crawley now with a chance. 2 minutes of stoppage time left as the ball is just not coming to the area. There's a lot of frustrated fans near me and a lot of the stadium is emptying. Of course, eventually it does come in with this outside corner kick. Crawley have 1 minute now to get their goal. Crawley Town 0, Charlton 1.
Yeah, thank you very much. In that Crawley game, it seems that Crawley Town are heading for another defeat. We have a familiar face if you're a Nottingham Forest fan. McGoldrick has just scored to make it 2-0 for Notts County against Grimsby in the 88th minute. Incredible stuff there for McGoldrick. Back to the Select Car Leasing Stadium we go. Reading were leading there. Has anything changed, or have Wrexham trying to find a way back into it, Josh Richardson?
Reading have received a red card. Michael Strickland has been shown 2 yellow cards. He was off. The Wrexham had an alpha chance to try and get back into the game. It's all going on here. The fans are not happy. None of their coaching staff got booked as well, but it's still Reading 2, Wrexham 0.
Thank you, Josh. And it seems like Wrexham might have just found their way back into it with that red card. Can they fight back for that lead, for a few points there back to Wales? Unfortunately for the Gavin and Stacey fans, we did say that Barry Town were winning. They are now drawing to Aberystwyth Town 1-1 thanks to a Patterson goal. We do have another goal from one of our reporters, so we hope they turn up. We do have another one of our reporters on site. It's Cameron Jarvis at Alvechurch. Have Bromsgrove found their way back into it?
No, they haven't, Max, but the 7th added time is Bromsgrove have a free kick in and it's blocked and it's going to go out for a corner. It was Theo Robinson down the left-hand side. He tried to cut in, he was tripped up and it was a free kick just on the edge of the box. But I just said Bromsgrove didn't have any sort of life in this game, but it died out. That 7 minutes came up and Bromsgrove immediately had a chance. Just stick with me from this corner. Ball's come in, it's cleared away. It's going to fall to Bromsgrove at the edge of the box. Back out wide to Aston White. He's going to float one in. Theo Robinson's there. There's a hand out there. It's going to fall one. Oh, it's on the post! And it's cleared away on how Bromsgrove have not got this ball in the back of the net. Is absolutely incredible. Theo Robinson was pushed down in the edge of the box, and there's a 6-yard box. Didn't clear it, so ref didn't give it, and I'm not really sure who it fell to. Also, but the ball just was trickled right of the post, but it's been given at the Bromsgrove corner. I mean, wow, Max, this is absolutely incredible. And the Who Says Non-League is entertaining. It's another corner for Bromsgrove, whipped in, and the ball's gone high up in the air. And this time's going to be a goal kick. It's now still 5 minutes to go left of added time. It's Alvechurch 1, Bromsgrove 2.
Wow, absolutely incredible stuff from Alvechurch. Bromsgrove searching for that equalising goal, but it doesn't look like Alvechurch are going to let up there. We have full times in our 7:45 games. Derby County 2, Coventry City 0. That's finished, and Cardiff fall at home to a 2-1 defeat to Luton Town. And Gavin and Stacey fans are happy again, 2-1 to Barry Town against Aberystwyth. We're going to head over to Cody Deadman, who's in Bracknell. Anything been happening? Have MK Dons trying to find their way back into the game?
They certainly have. They haven't been too successful though. We're looking at about 2.5 minutes added time remaining now. The game has gone a little bit stale. We've been looking at a lot of football in the middle of the park, nothing really at each end. But yeah, I think the game's just dried up now, and it looks like Bracknell Town are going to get the victory. And if anything changes, anything happens otherwise, I'll be straight back to you guys.
Thank you very much there, Cody. It looks like Milton Keynes County Cup side are going to fall to a defeat at Bracknell. Michael, we're going to head to Merseyside and over to you. We've had 2 substitutions. One of them, it's Darwin Núñez, he's on. But another one, it's Quansah for Trent. They've brought on Trent. What's been happening with Trent?
Yeah, Trent did go down. I did think he was going to carry on, but then I saw Quansah readying up and he took his spot. I did think he was going to come on for Kanate. I did think Trent was going to carry on, but it did not turn out that way. Núñez, as I said earlier, comes on, he creates chaos. I noticed one moment straight away after he came on, a bit of a nothing flick on from Luis Diaz, and the way Núñez chased and pressed, won a throw-in high up the pitch for Liverpool. Those are the differences that he makes. Also, about 2 minutes ago, Quansah did hit the post. It was flagged offside, hit the post. The rebound came just in front of McAllister. I think he was very close to volleying Donnarumma's head, but he let it roll, and then the ref put his flag up, the assistant ref. So it's still 1-0 PSG, 10 minutes to go.
Absolutely incredible stuff there. Can any side find a winner in the tie in that game? We will see. Let's hope it's a red victory. We're going to paint the town red if they win tonight. Let's just say that. Cherry Red Record Stadium, full time between Wimbledon and Cheltenham Town. Jack Henderson, have Wimbledon found a goal, or has it stayed 2-1 to Cheltenham Town?
It's full time here. It's 2-1 to Cheltenham. Overall, second half, Cheltenham came out and did what was needed. The 17 Wimbledon shots the entire game wasn't enough. There was too much sideways passing in good areas. And Cheltenham capitalised. On the night, Cheltenham were the better team, and it ends 2-1. Looks like
It ends 2-1 in South London. AFC Wimbledon have taken a blow to their automatic promotion hopes as they fall to a 2-1 defeat to Cheltenham Town. Thank you very much, Jack Henderson there. We have full-time in some of our other games. Full-time in that Accrington Stanley game between Newport County. They have won 5-0 pretty emphatically. We have Marlon Dara at St James's Park. Is it full-time?
It is full-time indeed, and that's Oxford City to Mansfield Town 0. Only 2 goals on the end. And for the visitors, I mean, they do slip into some certain danger now, just 7 points above the relegation zone. That loss moved them down to 18th. Brexit City, they move up to 16th now. Just a breath of fresh air, a bit of safety now between them and the bottom 4. They've won their last 2 games. Dimitri Nitschke, 2 goals in his last 2 games, really well taken goal. As I mentioned, the keeper did make a bit of an error. And then obviously the second goal, big header from Angus MacDonald, his first goal for the club. I'm sure he will be absolutely trust. All smiley faces at St James's Park as the players exit the field, exit City through Mansfield Town. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Marlon Dara, full-time, and Exeter City with a vital win to stay to keep their chances of staying in League One alive. They are sat in currently 18th now, I believe. Local news: Eastleigh have Chinooka sent off in the 90+3 minute. Their game seems to be over between Oldham Athletic. Oldham Athletic 2-0 up in that one. They were beaten by Barnet a few weeks ago, and now they have won at home against Eastleigh. They have turned their tides around at home. We're going over to Yeovil Town. It was Boston United dominating. Bo, has it finished that way?
Yes, it has. Full time here, and you could probably hear around me the boos ring around Huge Park. It's Yeovil Town 0, Boston United 3. Thoroughly deserved from the away team. Boston now unbeaten in 4. Yeovil winless in 7 at home. Boston moved 5 points from safety. A day to forget for the home team, but if Boston play like that for the remainder of the season, they're no doubt in staying up. Final score here, Yeovil Town 0, Boston United 3.
Yeah, you're right. Boston United were really looking at a drop, and they've had a really impressive performance away at Highish Park as they beat Yeovil Town there, hopefully increasing their chances of survival. Zach, we haven't heard from you in a while in the late kickoff in the Championship. Must be in the 85th minute or so now. Have Bristol City, are they still looking for that equaliser, aren't they?
Man in their manager's got a face like a slap bottom because he should be so disappointed with their final end product. So many whipped in crosses and they just haven't managed to get an equaliser. As I said before the game, Anis Mehmeti was their key player, scored 12 goals this season. He got brought on in the 62nd minute and he has changed the game. He's been crossing it left, right and centre and they've been bombarding forward, just haven't managed to find that equaliser. Still 1-0.
Thank you very much, Zach. Bristol City will be looking to get an equaliser in that game against Sheffield United away. It was really intense at Alvechurch. Cameron Jarvis. Has it finished 2-1 to Alvechurch?
Yeah, it has, Max. It's finished Alvechurch 2, Bromsgrove 1 here at Lloyds Meadow. 2 mistakes from Charlie Price is what really set the difference. First goal, both goals scored by Dan Sweeney. Price's 10 missed the ball for the first one off a corner. The second one, a bit of miscommunication in the back between him and his captain, Reece King. Bromsgrove fought hard back in the second half. A goal from Billy Shaw. Carter Lytich shot hit the post. But in the end, in the Worcestershire derby, Max, it's Bromsgrove 1, Alvechurch 2.
Thank you very much, Cameron. An absolutely incredible evening it sounded like in that game. I think many people are asking you for going to that game, but I tell you what, it's turned out to be an absolute belter with Alvechurch getting the better. Tim Flowers' side, it'd be great if we could get a word with Tim Flowers there. We're going to go over to Ed, over part of that Milan team at the San Siro. Ed, the game seems to be winding down, not in Feyenoord's favour.
Yeah, hi Max. As you just said, the game is definitely winding down. I think Feyenoord, they're still trying their best. They just had a shot on goal from outside the box, but yeah, I mean, I think their Champions League run is going to come to an end. Unfortunately for Van Persie's side, I can't see a world where they make a comeback. Unfortunately for them, I think they are going home. Talking about going home, we may struggle to get back. We just saw a Metro communication, all in Italian, come up on the big screen. So we're hoping that we'll be able to get the train back to our B&B, but if we have to do the 2-hour walk, that might be what we've got to do. But yeah, currently 2-1. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you very much, Ed Groves. It seems to be winding down in favour of Inter Milan. They look to book their place in the next round, and it looks like they'll be playing Bayern Munich. We're going to go to Melvin Armstrong at the Memorial Stadium, Bristol Rovers. I heard there was some late action, but for who, Melvin?
Yes, so it was a lively second half. Obviously, we weren't able to join the middle of the rest because we had some complications with our signal, but an incredible end to the game. Action-packed. Bristol Rovers went 2-1 ahead with Chris Martin's second goal of the game. And then Bolton equalised in the 70th minute with a John McAtee goal. It was all action-packed until the 88th minute, where a free kick came in. Conor Taylor, who looked miles offside, ran back and headed against the goal to score the 3-2 winner. The game ends 3-2. Both sides put up a big fight, but the game ends 3-2 for Bristol.
Yeah, I'm sure Thogden's not going to be very happy with that result. A 3-2 win for Bristol Rovers at the Memorial Stadium. Really fighting for their survival in League One. They really don't want to be playing the likes of Barnet next season, who look to get promoted from the National League. Shout out to Barnet, my local team. We're going to head over to Cody Dedman, Bracknell Town against MK Dons County Cup side in that semi-final. Is it full time, Cody?
Hi there, Max. It's full time. Huge celebrations at Bracknell. And yeah, Bracknell knocked MK Dons out of the cup. It was 2-1 at full time. As I said, the game was sort of stagnating towards the end, but it really demonstrated some skillful players that You know, they're overlooked. Really, really good today. Really impressive performances all around.
Thank you very much for that report. Huge scenes for Bracknell Town fans as they make themselves into a cup final, the Bucks and Berks Cup, County Cup final. I heard a shout of goal opposite me, Zach Jackson. What's happened at Bramble Lane?
We missed exact, Max, because I was right. It was that right-hand side that was causing all the problems. They've put a through ball in right to substitute Mark Sykes, who's tucked it away, and Will Cope and co will be very upset. The Sheffield United have not been managed to hang on to their lead. Now 1-1.
Thank you very much there, Zach Jackson. It seems that they've bottled it in the last minute, and our head of media, Will Cope, will certainly not be happy with that if it stays that way. We will be hoping for a late goal. We're going to head to the Select Car Leasing Stadium. I believe it might be full time between Reading and Wrexham. Tell me if I'm wrong, Josh. What's been happening over at the Select Car Leasing Stadium?
7 minutes out of time there. But Wrexham are pushing for the equaliser. Well, 2 more goals for the equaliser, but Wrexham were pushing for a goal. They had a chance that was cleared off the line and it's saved brilliantly by Joe Pereira. But I think the 10-man Reading are just holding on here for a comfortable 2-0 win.
Looks like Reading will be heading for that win, and it's a blow really for Wrexham, but I'm sure they'll be looking for promotion sooner or later. Michael, I'm going to come over to you. We've been so busy we haven't come on to Merseyside. I've heard there's been a few chances for PSG, and Liverpool fans are going to be being a bit shaky. Has it been that way?
There were a few chances for PSG in the roundabout last 10 minutes. We're now in the 91st minute, and a counter-attack after a corner. Kvaratskhelia plays it into Dembele. Not much left in his legs, and he wins a foul around the edge of the box. We've got the free kick coming up here. I'm not sure who's going to be taking it, but it is in shooting range, about between 30 to 25 yards from goal, I would say. And a sub here, we've just seen Beraldo come on for PSG as well. Looks like Kvaratskelia's going to be the one taking it. He's the only one around the ball. Him and Neves, but Neves looks to be more giving instructions rather than lining up to take it himself.
You know what, Michael, this seems like a key moment for PSG.
Yeah.
Not much going on. We're going to stick with you there.
It is. Got 3 players ready to follow up if anything drops out. Kvaratskhelia hits it, comes off the wall. Dembele beats Van Dijk in the air, but Alisson comes and sweeps it up.
Sounds like chance over for PSG, but it sounds like that game's heading into an extra time. God, that's going to be a nervous watch. Will Charlton for Crawley Town for a bit of a post-match update. A disappointing result, really, for Crawley as they look to be heading for the drop now, don't they?
Yeah, another disappointing loss for Rob Elliott's side here. Crawley Town 0, Charlton Athletic 1. Addicts, they are flying up the table. They're into 4th now because of other results went their way. But Crawley didn't really have any creativity during the game. They had a 5-minute spell between the 70th and 75th minute, which was their best spell of the game, but nothing really to shout for Rob Elliott's side as they just keep dropping and the teams around them keep picking up points. They sit 23rd now in League One now, and they look certain to return to League Two after their amazing promotion last season. Full time here at the Broadfield Stadium. Crawley Town 0, Charlton Athletic 1.
Yeah, disappointing stuff for Crawley Town fans. Looks like a straight yo-yo up and down. And Charlton Athletic, one of the overperformers in the top 4 leagues this year, currently sat in 4th, and Nathan Jones' side will really be looking for promotion there. We're going to head to Josh Cole, who was reporting on the Tottenham game for AFC Tottenham, one of their very own. What's it finished at Chertsey?
Yeah, thanks, Match. It's finished here at Allwins Lane. Chertsey Town 1, AFC Tottenham 2. After the half-time ended 1-1, which could have easily been 5-1 to Tottenham. In the second half, Roddy Collins from centre midfield managed to score in the 75th minute and give the Stags the win here. And all 3 points as they look, to chase down Merthyr at the top of the table. Gap is now 6 points with 1 game in hand. So promotion is all the eyes on for the Stags. Full time here, Allwins Lane, Chertsey Town 1, AFC Tottenham 2.
Yes, they were 1-0 down in that game, I believe, Josh, and it's absolutely incredible they've come back and now their playoff hopes seem to still be alive. I believe it's full time in Germany and it's the end for Xabi Alonso's side's run.
Yes, that is correct. The match finishes 2-0 to Bayern Munich. Goals in the second half from Harry Kane and Alphonso Davies sends out Bayer Leverkusen, who, to be honest, were never really in the contest. Never looked like having a way back in the tie. And apart from a late surge, they never even really looked like scoring either. Bayern, slightly unlucky even to say, not to hit a few more. Jamal Musiala causing chaos. But yeah, Bayern, as always, clinical, killer instincts, finish the game off, and they'll be set up with a quarter-final tie against Inter Milan.
Absolutely enthralling encounter there between Inter Milan and Bayern Munich. Really looking forward to that one, I have to say, guys. We go back to Bramall Lane and Zach Jackson. What's been happening? Is it we're edging towards a full-time draw?
Scrappy affair. It looks like Pring has brought down Brewster, and the whole 11 of Sheffield United's players have gone for all of the Bristol City. It was 11 on 11 men. Chowdhury stuck his afro and himself right in the centre of it, and for a good minute they're all shoving each other. About 3 players just got yellows. Unfortunately, the ref has not really been a very good ref. He didn't pull them away and give it to someone directly, so I couldn't exactly see who it was, but it got very messy. Rob Dickey got one of the yellows, but it remains 1-1.
Remains 1-1 at Bramall Lane. Stays the same. I believe it's full. I believe it might have finished, or it's coming to a close at the San Siro. It's your amazing trip to the San Siro, Pat Fitzgerald. What have you got for us?
Yeah, that's right, Max. Full time here at the San Siro, and it's finished. Inter Milan 2, Feyenoord 1, 4-1 to Inter on aggregate. Inter did not look like they were going to let up the lead at any point in the game. They were dominant throughout. Feyenoord's only real chance was the penalty, and they dispatched. But apart from that, nothing really to make of them attacking wise. Inter were really solid defensively and great on the counter. Managed to create a lot of great chances, and they're deserving victors. And they will meet either Bayern Munich or Bayer Leverkusen in the quarter-final. And yeah, I can really see them doing well this campaign. So ones to watch for me.
Thank you very much there, Pat. Absolutely incredible experience as Inter Milan see themselves through into the next round, as we say, against Bayern Munich. Now, Michael, I believe it's the end of the 90 at Anfield, and we're going to extra time. I mean, absolutely incredible stuff on Merseyside.
Yep, full time here at Anfield. PSG managed to keep a clean sheet and keep Liverpool out for the whole 90 at Anfield, which is an achievement. It will be very interesting to see what happens in extra time, because towards the end of the 90, PSG did look a little leggy. Dembele wasn't sprinting the same way he was in the first half, but late substitute Desiree Doué, he came on and he was very impressive, making a few dribbles, keeping possession very well. So we'll just have to see what happens in extra time, but it'll be very nervy at Anfield for both sides.
Yeah, absolutely nervy affair there, and it's going to be an insane watch. Unfortunately, we can't watch the rest here. Quickly, is it still going on there, Zach Jackson at Bramall Lane?
It's just finished as you've gone over to me. Bristol City can be very proud of their performance, constantly on the attack, constantly making crosses, and they managed to get it back very late. But I must say, near the end of that game, very cagey affair. Sheffield United fans are cornering the ref, saying they should have had a penalty, when in reality I've just reviewed it. Barrington Diaz has just Barrington Diaz has just kicked the ball and fell over, and Keith Moore's fallen over and handballed it himself and claimed for a penalty. In the end, 1-1, brilliant end-to-end game, and Sheffield United go top just for now.
They go top just for now, with Leeds to come tomorrow night, I believe, and it's a poor result for Sheffield United and a big chance. Unfortunately, we have to wrap up tonight's show. I would like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. That's all we have time for. You can keep up to date 24/7 on solentsportsnews.com with all your Solent Sports news everywhere and anywhere. My name's been Max Freeman. On tonight's panel, we've had Michael Adejobi, Hazefi Azafsai and Zach Jackson. Thank you to producer Alex Aitken, and thanks to the team of reporters we have. Thank you very much for tuning in, and it's bye-bye for now.